Cancel culture is about canceling.
Up yours. Woke moralists. Up yours.
Systematic bullying that's happening.
And they believe that they did that.
Cocaína.
But it's the wax that the Terminator X spun. Now they got me in a cell cause my records ain't sell. Cause a brother like me said, well,
It's born like this, immaculate conception. Not transform like this, perform like this. Was Yaoshi a new weapon? I don't contemplate, I meditate. Then off your head. This that put against the bed. This that I got realness. I just push cause it's in my DNA. I got millions, I got riches building in my DNA. I got young, I got evil that rot inside my DNA. I got off, I got trouble, some heart inside my DNA.
They seem animalistic is what I mean.
No, they're worse than animals.
The woke mob, they ruin everything.
They stopped Ben Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stopped Ann Coulter from doing it.
I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob.
You never cave to the mob.
We will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
Do you see the final expression of cancel culture in terrorist groups like
We'll see who cancels who.
They want you to comply.
Hey. It's the Game Awards, so I thought it would be appropriate, you know.
Luigi, how nice to see you. The character from the video game Super Mario
Mamma
Bros.
Mia. Yes. See, I figured that if you decided to watch us instead of the Game Awards, I wanted to give you the feeling that you're not missing out. So I decided to,
That's nice. That's
yeah.
nice. I also decided that while we were streaming, I was going to play Super Mario Brothers All Stars, Super Mario Brothers 2, the game, and I was going to play as the character Luigi as well. So I got that on screen right now. So I'm actually
nice.
I'm in World 1-1, but I'll save it for once we get going.
I'll take that off. It's gonna get hot. How are you doing? We're the only ones today so far.
What? Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah, Bender and Ariana will come on in a little bit. They're both going to be late. David is watching the Game Awards. I'm jealous, and I'm sure Rebecca will be
on some of the
later
Game Awards. By the way, I don't mind watching some of the trailers. I do like the trailers, but
I'd be down for that. Yeah. I just realized that they announced a new. Well, I won't spoil it for people who are watching us, but they watched something that made me, or they announced something that made me very, very happy.
I don't know.
Yeah. Should I just say it?
Yeah, just say it. I mean, they're all live now. It's not a spoiler.
Okay. Elden Ring, Night Rain.
Oh, there's a new one.
It's a co-op game.
Oh wow.
It looks very good. I watched the trailer just beforehand, and I'm very excited. Yeah, and the Witcher 4 also with Ciri. I protagonist.
I haven't played the Witcher games. I have 3 on my PS4, but I haven't played through it yet. But I've heard they're really good.
Same. I haven't played it at all. Or I haven't played the first 2. The third one I actually did try. I just played it for like a couple of hours. I haven't given it enough time. So, but yeah, it's just us today, and I hate that because now we have to fill the air. I'm so burnt out on the news. I did have some stuff prepared though.
That's good. I mean, I can talk about virtually anything. I've been covering the news all day live on the stream. I just finished watching the Adam Friedland versus Destiny debate on the Adam Friedland podcast. Terrible. It was just like 3/4 interview. No, I'll say 70% interview, 10% trolling. And then maybe 20% them debating Israel and Palestine, which was the most interesting part of the whole thing. But the rest of it was pretty tedious.
Interesting. Adam Friedland is from Cumtown, right?
He is a part of the Cumtown crew, but I think Cumtown they stopped, right? Or are they still coming?
I'm not sure. They might have already came.
they're edging now. It's edging town. I don't know where I'm doing anymore. Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously we could definitely talk about Luigi, not the video game character. The public figure who's dominating the news. I talked about him a lot today. The narrative has changed a lot. I don't know if you've seen that. Well, actually, you have, because I was watching your videos on the topic. Now I get to talk to you live. Yeah, so we watched your video. It was very good as always. Nice. It was pretty fantastic. I did notice though that the media narrative has shifted from you got to feel bad. Well, no, they're still doing you should feel bad for the CEO killer and the fact that he had a mother. And that part's still there. But now they're kind of switching into Luigi was a privileged, rich Ivy League elitist whose family is super rich, whose grandmother owns golf courses, and he was apparently in line to inherit $30 million, and he didn't even use UHG as a service. So anyone turning him into a folk hero is misguided. Is kind of, I think, the next.
Narrative. On that note, actually, Hassan shared these headlines. We've got one from Brett Stevens.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
This is a banger. Brian Thompson, not Luigi Mangione, is the real working class hero. Very, very interesting take. And then we've got this one. So this is from AZ Central, I think. United Healthcare CEO was murdered. This is no time to trash the industry.
How dare they?
If now is not a time to trash the industry, then when is there a time to trash the industry?
Yeah, it feels like never have this conversation. Never talk about it.
No.
Ever.
No. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's really infuriating. There's also this story. I don't know if you... I'm sorry. One of us is echoing.
Oh, is that me? I can probably. It's probably. I can double check. Hold on. It's cancellation. Well, it's already. I can do it again though.
Oh, there we go.
It's better now.
Try to say something.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah. There we go. That's good.
Okay.
So there was a different story. So this one is honestly insane. So there's a woman from Florida who got arrested.
I just saw that.
You saw. So there's a news report. I'll play it for everybody to see it. But the details here are genuinely insane. The fact that they arrested her for this and they're holding her on $100,000 bond is truly mind-boggling. So I'll play this for you all.
A woman used phrases from the accused killer of the United Healthcare CEO when making threats against her own insurance company.
Yeah, the mother of three could now face 15 years in prison. News Channel 8's Polk County Bureau reporter Stacey DeSilva joins us now live outside the Lakeland Police Department. Stacey, police definitely sending a message here.
Yeah, Josh and Stacey, police are going to take threats seriously every day of the week, especially after what happened in Manhattan. In court today, the woman accused in this case appeared surprised and emotional about the illegal trouble she finds herself in.
Given the nature of the threats, we would also be asking for GPS with house arrest conditions to protect the community.
With her head in her hands, Brianna Boston learned she would be held in jail on $100,000 bond. The Polk County judge adding the bond was appropriate given the, quote, status of our country.
It's not like she's a child. She's 42 years old, so we're not dealing with a child here. She should certainly know better.
Lakeland Police Chief Sam Taylor says his department was contacted by the FBI Tuesday. Authorities say in a recorded phone call about a denied insurance claim, Boston told a Blue Cross Blue Shield employee, quote, delay, deny, depose. You people are next, end quote. The language matches the words police say were written on the shell casings found at the United Healthcare CEO's murder scene in New York City.
We will take this very seriously, and we will put you in jail if you do something like this.
You mean say something like this?
According to Boston's affidavit, the mother of three told police she did not own firearms and was not a danger to anyone. But she added, healthcare companies played games and deserved karma because they are evil. Similar to the accused shooter in Manhattan, Boston is getting support online from people who say that she was just sharing her opinion and should be protected by the First Amendment, but police do not see it that way. She's facing a second-degree felony of written threat to kill or injure, conduct a mass shooting, or an act of terrorism, a serious charge that she could end up in prison for 15 years. Reporting live in Lakeland.
That's genuinely insane.
Yeah, that is so cruel. I can't
Like,
believe that.
this is straight up a free speech issue. She had no firearms. There was no intent to actually do anything. All she effectively said was that she wishes they die. That's basically the gist of it. And she is being held. They're treating her like she's a criminal and a terrorist. And I think that they're doing this to make an example out of her. Because
Yeah.
they are fearful of copycats. There's a bunch of stories about fear in the C-suite of CEOs ramping up security, and they see the wanted posters popping up in New York City. So they want to make sure that the peasants are going to stay in line because they're getting a little bit fearful. And what is happening to her is so fucked up. That police officer, that piece of shit pig, should go and arrest the insurance executive that denied her claim because she's paying for that healthcare. That's fraud. She's paying for something and they're denying it to her. That's fraud. They should be the ones that get arrested, but instead they arrest the peasants. So this story really infuriated me.
Everything's upside down. And I feel that like they're working in overdrive right now to try and convince everybody that like, please don't talk about the actual underlying issues. Please, let's just continue to distract you with saying things like, hey, by the way, can you believe the callousness with the online Gen Z memes, and TikTok is flooded with all these like Luigi assassinating Bowser memes from Smash Brothers. And can you believe that they're doing all it? Like, the reason I asked you if you know who JJ McCullough is, he's like a really popular YouTuber. He's a Canadian. I met him a couple times. He's based out of Vancouver, but he's a Canadian who makes content for Americans. And he's like, just like all the other people who do, like Lauren Southern, Lauren Chen, Steven Crowder, Jordan Peterson, they all push this lie that the system in Canada is an absolute disaster. And don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. It's not flawless. Each province has their own issues. New Brunswick is having a hard time. Alberta's having a hard time. Ontario's having a hard time. But like, I live in British Columbia. I've had my life saved by the public healthcare system, and like I know firsthand what it's like to feel scared, have something be wrong with you, and then be able to just walk into a clinic, see a doctor, get an operation, and walk out days later and pay nothing. Nothing. If I was an American, I would have paid $50,000, $70,000. Like, y'all should be mad. You should be angry. You should be furious. They lie to you, and they have to keep telling you that this isn't real. This, like, there's the system in Canada is all about death panels and triages, and everyone dies and you never get to have a family doctor and all that kind of stuff. They have to keep saying that, because if they told you the truth, which is that someone like myself would be dead or broke, one of those two things, if it wasn't for the public healthcare system, well, if more people knew that, maybe they'd want to change it. Maybe they'd want to do, acts. Maybe they'd want to get up and protest or do direct action or just do anything to fucking try and stop what is happening in the US.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It feels like we're being gaslit almost, where you see the reaction from people who are very rich and privileged on both sides of the aisle. Not to be both sides bad thing, but like, you see Ben Shapiro, Pod Save America, they're getting the same. They're basically giving the same response, and they're trying to tame the anger of the masses and shame them for feeling no empathy. But in actuality, these people, they also don't have any empathy. It's just that the empathy that they have lies with the CEO, who happens to be in their same class, whereas they have no empathy for that CEO's victims. And that's what they don't understand. We see the CEO as a serial killer. So we're not going to feel bad when somebody kills the serial killer. It's like you're watching Dexter and he kills these serial killers. Are you going to be like, oh no? I mean, we're talking about fundamentally bad people, and that doesn't mean that we're going to go out and do crimes ourselves and kill people. We're just not
or that
feel
we're telling our
empathy.
audiences to be
Right.
clear. That's
Right.
another thing that's been levied at us, right? Like, I saw actual
Mhm.
Justice Warrior is making all these posts about how like all these rich leftist podcasters and streamers, they all have health insurance themselves, or encouraging their audiences to go commit acts of violence and stuff like that. And I was like, not a single one of us has said that. No one.
Yeah.
I don't know a single person who's been like, yeah, please, this is the only solution. We must all be Luigi's, right? But I think everyone is just that's to distract you too. That's to like to try and make the whole thing seem as if like I forget who's doing it towards Matt Leck right now, but they're saying that like Matt Leck is an out of touch New Yorker who doesn't know what it's like to ride the subway. Oh, hey, Ariana, you got your internet back.
Hi, how are you? I know it was treacherous today. How are you guys?
Not too
Doing
bad. How are
good.
you?
What are we talking about?
Hey, do you want to pull your prop back out and we can?
You were talking
explain
about
it
Matt
to-
Leck, though. Somebody was
Okay, I can.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I'd bring this out today for the Game Awards.
Where did you get that from?
It was a Halloween costume from a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I
they
thought you
sold out
got it
everywhere.
for a reason.
Yeah, no, just it's the Game Awards. I wanted to celebrate one of my favorite characters.
Okay, I see you. Is this episode 103?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
got it. I just want to make sure. I love it. I love that hat. I wish I had it. I would cosplay on TikTok with it if I had it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all have seen, but one of the most popular items on Amazon right now is Luigi hats. They are selling out everywhere. 100,000 sales, one distributor alone. The third highest selling book on Amazon of the entire marketplace is that Deny, Depose, whatever one. That's the number 3 selling book right now of the entire site. And the jackets, or jackets that look like the jackets that Luigi was wearing, are one of the number 1 selling clothing items in the US right now.
Shit.
So
they're scared. They see what's happening right now. I think that there's got to be fear that if they actually, try to prosecute Luigi Mangione, which they will, like he's going to be viewed as a martyr. They see the graffiti, the art. It's not just like the lack of empathy. They feel like this is like the peasants rising up and starting a revolution. I don't think that it's going to come to that, because I think that ultimately, Americans, I think we still have enough distractions. We have Netflix and celebrity gossip and stuff, so we're not going to necessarily take to the streets with pitchforks. But I think that like this moment it really speaks to the anger that everybody is feeling, and all of these rich, out of touch assholes. They're just showing their true colors. And it's funny that you said, who was it, Actual Justice Warrior? Is that the guy who's saying that like rich leftists with healthcare? It's like, okay, listen, saying you have healthcare in America is not the own that you think it is, right? Mm-hmm. If you have health insurance, that doesn't mean that you're going to be saved. You're only saved if you are a millionaire or a multimillionaire, and you're able to foot the bill if your claim is denied. Right? Because we all have extremely high deductibles. We pay for healthcare every single month. We might not be able to have the cost of treatment that we need covered. So saying, oh, well, you have healthcare, you're privileged. We're in America. What are we talking about? The only way you're actually safe is if you are a fucking rich person. So people saying that are so like disingenuous. And as an American, I feel like that guy I don't know anything about him, but I feel like he would have to know that as an American who has experience with the healthcare system. Because I have healthcare technically. I pay $906 a month for it. I get a $3 discount.
Absurd.
I get a $3 discount though on my prescription. That is $67 every 90 days. So, it's a pretty sweet deal. I am privileged. But no, I mean, what we see right now is the peasants are pissed and they want a policy change, but everybody in media wants to clutch their pearls about the lack of empathy, but they desperately are trying to pivot away from the policy conversation and distract everybody with, the details about the shooter and the response. It's so gross, the lack of empathy. Fuck you. I just want people to see through it. Like, that's my goal. I want people to see through it. And thankfully, you see, like, Pod Save America, for example. If you go to their comment section and look at the new comments, all the people there are saying, hey, we know that John was part of that nonprofit that tries to suppress support for Medicare for all.
I only learned that from your video. I didn't know that.
Yeah, now everybody knows it. You have to know that these people, they have ulterior motives. They don't care about you. Oh, sorry, the paper towel that I have taped up to my light just fell down. Hang on 1 second, I gotta fix that. It's very bright. I'm rich, I got a paper towel as my light.
Yeah, I also just love the idea in theory that like even if someone did have healthcare, they can't advocate for other people to do it, because like I have healthcare just by virtue of the fact that I live in Canada. So I don't have to worry about this at all. I'm not even an American. I still want Americans to have healthcare. I think of Americans, especially mental healthcare, especially if the world's most powerful country with the most guns and the world's like leading arms manufacturer, if they're healthier, if they're happier, if they're better and more content in their lives, they're less likely to keep going to and barreling towards fascism. So I think it's a net benefit to the world to have Americans be healthy, even though I'm not American.
Yeah,
sorry, go on.
No, go ahead, Ariana.
It's just not only that, but every country that's comparable to America, let's say for example Sweden or Britain, their life expectancy is so much longer than Americans. Like we have the lowest life expectancy in other countries that are comparable to us. So, you know, just life expectancy wise too.
And we pay the most. We get worse outcomes. It's a catch-22. Yeah, this whole story has really it's pissed me off. I hate that these people who have no moral authority whatsoever feel like they can emotionally blackmail us and make us feel like shit. Like the worst ones are the genocide supporters. Those are the ones.
Yeah, we can have a conversation about Josh Shapiro because that man pissed me the fuck off this week. That man pissed me the fuck off. He did this whole press conference about like the moral superiority and how, you know, this is wrong to incur, you know, I'm upset with the public and how you guys are supporting the cold-blooded murder of a CEO. First of all, you sign bombs. There are pictures of you signing bombs, babe.
Yep.
That's first of all. Second of all, you literally served in the IDF. You voluntarily went, and it wasn't like, you know, some people that live in Israel, they're like, well, I was forced to serve. They make us serve for 2 years. Okay, whatever. I don't like that either, but fine, right? This man voluntarily was like, you know what? I'm going to volunteer for the IDF. He was not mandated to do it. He just did it for, you know, shits and giggles. So not only are you out here signing bombs with Zelensky, I don't give a fuck where those bombs are going. I don't like that. But second of all, you're also voluntarily going to serve for an army that has literally been designated for committing genocide. And this isn't up for debate anymore, right? You know, the ICJ, the ICC, NATO, UN,
Amnesty, this week.
Everyone is saying that this is a genocide. This is not a debatable, you know, point of conversation. But you're sitting here and you have the gall to tell everyone, oh, but you encouraging this murder of a CEO is wrong. Like, boy, shut the fuck up. Like, sit the fuck down. Like, it's just like, for me, like, you're the last person I'm going to listen to when it comes to this. You really are. I don't care about what you think is morally superior because in my eyes, you're a devil. Like you're pretty comparable to the devil. You literally served in an army that's conducting genocide right now. I don't want to hear shit from you. You know?
All these politicians, they are guilty of social murder themselves, right? Brian Thompson would still be here today if they did what they should have done a long time ago, give us Medicare for all. So I'm actually the true fighter. I want to protect these CEOs from other Luigis or Waluigis or Marios. Give us fucking Medicare for all and more people won't be copycats, which is what they're afraid of. I think legitimately, you know, I doubt that there's going to be any copycats, but like Americans are genuinely pissed off. And I think that this moment should be the wake up call for them. But since they're so powerful and they control propaganda and they can all get us to think on the wavelength that they want, I feel like there's going to be a conversation and then a few months it'll die down and they'll be back to homeostasis. It's just it's annoying. Like you could just see it so openly now, the way that they try to propagandize the situation and brainwash us and make it seem like the peasants who are empathetic, they're really the bad ones. Oh, okay, we'll keep voting for bombs to send to children on, to drop on the heads of children in Gaza. Keep giving those to Israel. It's sick. It's genuinely so sick. I hate these people.
Fetterman's a big proponent of that. Someone who's just like, pearl clutching of the highest order, while at the exact same time being one of the people who's just been like unapologetic about every single time there's another war crime. Like, I don't care. Israel has the right to defend itself. Hamas is a terrorist organization. I support Israel.
Yeah. No, to them, there's this disconnect. They think that, somebody who okays a decision that leads to a murder is not the same as somebody who pulls a trigger. So when Trump, for example, green lights a raid in Yemen, or a drone strike in Yemen, rather, that kills, a 7-year-old girl, Nawar al-Awlaki? She was like 6 or 7 at the time. That's not murder. He didn't do that because he didn't drop the bomb or press the button that dropped the bomb. So there's that degree of separation that makes it seem as if it's not actually a murder. But it is. I mean, you're still making a decision and the outcome is the same. Somebody is killed. A life is taken. And whether you're pulling a trigger or you're pressing a button to drop the bomb or you're signing a bill that sends people to war or okays weapons, you're still doing the same fucking thing. And that's what they don't get. or they do get it, but they're just they're too fucking stupid because they got to live with themselves. So
I was going to say, have you read all the headlines about like there's so much weird information coming out right now. I'm kind of really curious as to like why there's all these different narratives. There was an actual somewhat positive article in Pop Culture about Luigi that was like he originally was going to use a bomb, but then decided that he didn't want to like actually hurt any innocent people. That was interesting to see. But then there was that really weird one that came out of TMZ that was like we spoke to Luigi's landlord who said that he was having difficulty with his back problems having sex, and then I was just like, why the fuck would a landlord either know that, or why would you talk to the landlord about that? And was he like, was the landlord trying to fuck him? Like, what the hell? Like, in what world do you get that kind of information?
Sorry, it seems like they were all living together in a co-op, and like,
Okay,
it seems like it was more of like that person may have been a landlord, but it was more of like they also live with each other in a co-op and they all talk about stuff. That's kind of the vibe I was getting from, because that was from a CNN interview. That was the vibe I was getting from it, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
Interesting.
But I have seen what the mainstream media narrative is basically pushing now, which is that he's just this spoiled rich kid brat who wasn't even like a UHG member, and like who does he have to complain about when he could have easily paid for health insurance?
Yeah, they're trying to deflect. They don't want to have a conversation about what people want them to have a conversation about. I mean, we just had an election and healthcare barely came up. Kamala Harris proposed the expansion of Medicare, but I mean, how many of us would not have been able to benefit from that until we were elderly, or if we had parents that needed it? I mean, it's good policy, right? But all of these proposals from the Democratic Party and a lot of the proposals pushed by John Favreau of Pod Save America's nonprofit, they are intended to keep the for-profit model in place. You know, if you make tweaks to the for-profit system, then you're still going to allow these bloodsuckers to stay in place, but you know, you have plausible deniability because you could say, well, it's getting better, come on, stop getting pissed off. It's just people need to not accept less and reject anybody that tells them that they should. We should have a single payer healthcare. We should be asking for a national healthcare system, and don't let them tell you otherwise.
I like that part of your video, because you were basically like, if they're going to continue to try and just service up crumbs, then we have to actually start asking for even more things, like having a national healthcare system like they do in the UK. But I have noticed that, like, you know, the Pod Save Americas, the Aaron Rupars, a lot of the liberals who talk about this issue, they want you to be happy with crumbs. That's what I've come to realize. They want you to suddenly see something like, hey, by the way, did you know Joe Biden lowered the cost of prescription medication for 5 specific commonly used drugs? And then, like, you know, that's better than Trump would be. And I'm like, yeah, of course that's better than Trump would be. But like, it's a pendulum in the United States. You get 2 steps forward, Trump comes into power, you move 10 steps back, and then all of a sudden you get these little crumbs, and they're like, but you got to be happy with the crumbs. You got to be satisfied with that, because at the end of the day, the alternative is so much worse. And I'm like, no one is saying the alternative isn't worse. No one's saying that Trump doesn't suck. No one's saying that he's not going to make things worse for everybody. But no, don't be fucking happy with crumbs. You know, that like it's such a pathetic way to try and like Mike is saying, like, to keep people who have barely anything pacified. It's pacification to maintain the status quo.
Yeah. So I don't know if you all heard, there's a really weird story regarding Nancy Mace this week where she may have pulled a Jussie Smollett. Have you all heard of this?
I saw that she's claiming that a handshake was like a violent assault or something to that effect.
Yeah, so to my understanding, she attended a youth event. This guy shook her hand and said he was disappointed with her transphobia, and then afterwards she said it was an assault. He got arrested, and she showed up to Congress with her arm in a sling.
Wow.
It's a very weird situation. I have the story here. This is from Mediaite. So apparently there were witnesses that said that it was literally just a handshake. But yeah, there she is in a little sling. And by the way, just to we don't know the details. If this is actually somebody who assaulted her, then of course that's bad.
Well, fuck him. If he
exactly.
Then yeah, absolutely.
Because you're not making the movement look better. With that being said, there is evidence that Nancy Pelosi has done these kinds of things before. and that she plays it up
Nancy Mace, you
for
mean.
Nancy Mace. Yeah, who did I
Nancy
say?
Mace. Yeah, you said Nancy Pelosi. It's okay though.
Oh, Nancy Pelosi. Oh my God, there's so many Nancys. Okay.
I mean, Nancy Pelosi's doing some fucked up shit right now. She's trying to stop AOC from becoming the new leader of the what is it, the House Committee? Is that what
House
she's running?
Yeah, she is. She's trying to stop it, but she has this tendency where. Do you guys remember the woman who was running in Texas that was a progressive, and she endorsed
Jessica Cisneros.
Yes, and she endorsed Henry Am I saying his name right?
Yeah.
Cuellar, yeah. She endorsed Henry Cuellar, but the crazy thing is Henry Cuellar is a Democrat, but he's anti-abortion.
Mm-hmm.
And she endorsed him over Cisneros because that's how badly she didn't want a progressive to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, and we wonder why Democrats aren't trusted by anyone. But yeah, so this is what happened. Yes, I was physically accosted tonight. More to come. And she already started her hashtag, hold the line. She says, I was physically accosted at the Capitol tonight by a pro-trans man. I don't know why she is censoring that. One new brace for my wrist and some ice for my arm, and it'll heal just fine. The Capitol Police arrested the guy. Your trans violence and threats on my life will only make me double down. Fuck around and find out. But this is apparently what happened. So a former foster youth and award-winning advocate for children was arrested at the U.S. Capitol tonight, a bizarre twist in an otherwise celebratory day of events, after South Carolina Representative Nancy Mace accused him of assault. The incident took place outside a House of Representative office building, following an event honoring the anniversary of a landmark child welfare law where Mace...
Hi, Matt.
Oh, hey, Matt.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi.
We're talking about a possible false flag with Nancy Mace. An assault that she claims.
What else?
happened.
What did I miss? Oh boy, I missed a lot, didn't I?
You missed quite a bit. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So
catch
basically,
me up. What are we talking about today?
We just started this story. So, okay. Nancy Mace says that she was assaulted. Eyewitnesses say that it was just a dude shaking her hand. And she showed up with a sling and a little wrist thing. But I think that she's there's evidence that she's lying. So the incident took place outside a House of Representatives office following an event honoring the anniversary of a landmark child welfare law where Mace, a firebrand Republican, had given a speech. Three witnesses, that's a lot, at the scene told the imprint their accused colleague, James McIntyre, had done nothing more than shake the Congress member's hand at the House reception and asked her to protect the rights of transgender people. So this is why she was pissed off at him, because he shook her hand and he said, I want to express deep disappointment in the fact that Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi came to a national foster youth event, told participating youth that it was a safe space. Did I say Pelosi again?
Yeah, I know. You got Pelosi on the brain.
What the hell? I read Mace and I said Pelosi. Oh my God. And she had him arrested by Capitol Police. I think there was more here. Yeah, so they're confirming the arrest. All right, so there's more weird shit going on. So Nancy Pelosi, oh my God, Nancy Mace. I just can't stop thinking about Nancy Pelosi's beautiful face. So hang on, let me switch over. Okay, so I think that she probably wanted to make it seem like her staff was tweeting or whatever, but there's this weird shit where she's talking to herself. Oh no, what happened? After she says she was physically assaulted, a pro-trans guy out of Illinois assaulted her, and this is her account. So it's probably a staff member. Their theory here at the Midas Touch was that it was a burner account. I think it was probably a staff member, but it's weird because she's not using her Congress account, the Rep Nancy Mace account. She's using her personal account. So it kind of feels like she forgot to log out of her burner. And then this person asks, you okay? She's in pain, but she will survive as she always does. So it's probably a staff member, but it's still weird nonetheless. Now, this person here, Natalie Johnson, says that, and by the way, this is her posing for a picture with her sling. She literally tried to...
slay. Look at
Yeah,
that eye. She really posed. I know that was like her 100th take. Sorry. Go on.
No, I know. Because it's also fucking... It feels so contrived. So Natalie Johnson here says, and this is a comms director. This This might be Nancy Mace's old staffer. I'm not sure. One of her old staffers hates her guts and has been speaking out. So this might be it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But she says, this is the same woman who told staff, myself included. Okay, so it is. Myself included, during January 6th, that she wanted to get punched in the face by a writer so she could get on TV. She's full of shit, and her prop of a sling is a pathetic ploy for attention. So there's that. And then there's also this. So, hey, remember the time that Nancy Pelosi claimed Antifa graffitied her home? And then people pointed out that the graffiti was all in her handwriting. And then she just never mentioned it again. Seems like there's a pattern. And so this one here says, fuck you, Nancy Mace. Oh my God, I almost said Nancy
You keep
Pelosi
doing
again.
it. You keep doing it.
And then there's the handwriting that's similar. So yeah. So I don't know. Thoughts on Nancy Pelosi here? I did that one on purpose. Thoughts on the situation? I think that she's
is there no video of the alleged incident?
Not yet, as far as I know. Maybe there's security camera footage. I think that it would be nice to get that, but if you have 3 people saying one thing and then the most dishonest congressperson saying another thing, odds are the 3 people are telling the truth, and this guy probably just shook her hand and confronted her, and she got scared by that because she's a person in power, and you're not supposed to challenge the ruling class. I'm not sure. But again, we don't know for sure, but she doesn't have a great track record. Pelosi counter at 4.5, somebody says in the chat. Why?
Well, I mean, I don't really have anything to say outside of like you, Mike. I have no interest in victim blaming. If it turns out that someone did in fact assault her, that's horrifying. Don't assault politicians in order to try and create political action, etc. But the fake account stuff is funny. She wouldn't be the first person. I mean, I guess that's not as pathetic or sad as like the white dudes who pretend to be black people to try and pretend like, Republicans are on their side. That's probably the funniest. Like that one guy is like, as a black gay man in America, and he's in
Browning.
Dean Browning forgot to use his burner account. Like that shit is supremely funny. So once it's caught, it's hilarious. I'll make fun of it. And until then, seems what do the kids say? Sussy baka.
Yeah. What's funny is I'm remembering do you remember that old dude? I think this was during the Black Lives Matter protests in 2020. He claimed that his driveway was graffitied and he wrote "Blacks Rule" in his driveway.
That's right. I do remember that one. Yeah,
that sounds like something somebody would say. Blacks rule, man.
Yep.
Actually, a lot of people in the Black community have very respectfully asked people not to refer to them as that. So that should have been the first tell.
Well, I mean, he thought that it was very believable and had no thought about whether or not people would think it was questionable. So, yeah.
And that's Helter Skelter tier of trying to instigate racial animosity.
Yeah. And Nancy Pelosi did the same thing, apparently, where she wrote, "Fuck you, Nancy Mace. I said Nancy Pelosi again."
I mean, they're both ass, so it's fine.
True.
It's true. At least you're confusing 2 terrible people with each other.
When I mispronounce someone's name that I don't like, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't. Literally, I'm known on Twitch for this. I'm known for mispronouncing everyone's name because I just half the time I don't really care to pronounce their names right. But when it comes to Nancy Mace, I feel like, I mean, I hope this actually didn't happen to her because obviously these kinds of acts don't help the movement, but it's giving the boy who cried wolf. I don't know. That's just kind of because listen, if someone attacked me, I wouldn't be posing in a sling, like trying to look cute. You know what I mean? I would be traumatized.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were to talk about it, I would make like a text post and say like, I was attacked. This is what happened. Blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. The way she went about it is just kind of giving weird vibes. But I mean, who knows? Maybe it did happen. Maybe it didn't. I mean, but for me, it's like, do I believe that someone that's so highly regarded in the space of where you protect children would do something like that? That's probably gone to hundreds of these events. I mean, I'd say the probability is a lot less than what I would expect. But
her former staffer doesn't believe that it happened to her. A former staffer of hers called her out on Twitter for I think she called it a prop sling.
Yeah, that was
something like that.
Natalie Johnson. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the fact that she immediately announced it with a hashtag is very bizarre to me. It feels like you're minimizing your own assault if something like that happened, right? Like if somebody beat my ass, the first thing I wouldn't think to do was, okay, let me come up with a hashtag. Protect Mike. Like what? Like that's fucking deranged. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. That's fucking deranged if you ask me. I don't know.
I would start the hashtag kick Mike's ass too.
I'm gonna get my ass kicked for talking too much shit. It's okay though. It's okay.
So what did I miss before this story? I want to make sure
so-
I'm not gonna ask to cover something that you've already talked about.
Well,
I don't think we talked enough about Luigi.
Yeah, we can go back to Luigi.
Oh, you talked about Luigi?
We talked about Luigi.
did.
Are we
We
gonna
talked
be
about
talking
the-
about TYT? Because I
Yeah.
feel like some shit went down this week.
Oh, I
A lot-
want to be
a
here
lot
for
of
this.
shit
You guys, you want guys want to talk about that? Oh,
We
you're
can
wearing
talk
a
about it.
Luigi hat. Ah,
It's the Game Awards, Matt.
very nice.
Yeah, it's about the Game Awards.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go get some caffeine because I'm like dying. My brain is so cooked. I swear to God, I recorded so many videos this week because I'm gonna be. For those who don't know, I'm not gonna be on Leftist Mafia until January. This is my last episode. I'm taking some time off, so I have a bunch of stuff that's pre-recorded. I worked so hard on this. It is not just like filler content. One of the videos is kind of filler. But they're all like I worked so fucking hard on it, and my brain is cooked. I'm Joe Biden, man. I'm fucking straight up John Fetterman mode right now, so I apologize in advance. I have to get caffeine, but I'll be right back.
John
Definitely.
Fetterman mode. Oh boy. All right. So what do you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about Lance? It seemed like you had something ready to go. You want to
I wasn't feeling spicy. I'm trying my best to both play Super Mario 2 as the character Luigi right now, while also having in-depth.
did someone
political
join?
campaigns.
Oh, look at that. Someone just joined us. We got here she comes. She's joining us any second now. I see her at the ready. Here we go. She got a big old smile on her face. She hears me talking about her. She's ready to go. Here she
You have to wait
comes.
until Mike gets back to pull her in, don't we? I
She's
assume
not
you're.
on yet, but I can see her.
Okay. Oh, okay. all right.
Yeah,
Okay.
in the StreamYard back end, you can see who jumps into the studio without being on screen yet.
I got you.
Yeah.
I don't know, Ariana. Did you want to go right for tea? I can.
Oh, I don't know. There was just some drama on Twitter with
There was a
TYT.
lot of drama this week. There was a world of drama. It was
I know.
more than anything else.
I saw the Anna and Emma exchange that I thought was very interesting.
That one depressed me. That was kind of sad.
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah. And the way she responded to Christina, I was like, all right, bro. Like,
That was gross.
all right. Are we gonna let Rebecca in or like what's going on?
No, she can come in whenever she wants. She's I thought she's busy. I thought she was doing something. I thought she was setting up. Is she ready to come in?
I don't know, because she shouted to us, so you're not gonna let me in. I'm assuming she's ready.
I didn't know that. Oh, hey Rebecca, I thought you could come in. You can't
So
come in on your own.
rude.
You can't come in on your own.
No, I can't come in on my own. On StreamYard, the hosts, whoever is the host, they let me in.
Oh, so I was mentioning, I saw you come in
I
thinking you were
heard
like
you.
getting things ready, but it turns out that I thought you could come in, but being that you couldn't, I was actually sort of taunting you, I guess.
No, yeah, you
Oh,
are.
look,
And
there
it's funny
she
because
is.
usually I'm so used to being let in while I'm just getting ready.
In that mode.
So I thought that they were just gonna let me, like, in, because I'm always usually like trying to get things ready and I log in, and then but there I am. You was talking. I'm like, so y'all just gonna keep me in the bag and not let
Oh
me
my
in?
God.
I
That's
leave for 2
really
minutes.
funny.
I leave for 2 minutes and all hell breaks loose.
And the whole thing falls apart.
I thought
Yeah, we
I
have
thought
some-
I thought Rebecca could come in, and I saw her pop up in the studio like right away, and so I was like, "Oh, look, there she is!" And I thought she was just getting stuff ready, so I didn't bring her on.
So you were
myself,
being
and I thought
mindful?
she could. I was being mindful, but in actuality, it seems like I was like taunting you, like, "Oh, she wants to come on. Oh, there she is."
It was
I'm not
giving
gonna
that
let her on.
very much. They know how much you hate me anyway, So it works.
No. So how you doing?
Good, thank you. I just came from a holiday dinner with my sissy, so that's why I was later than
Oh,
late.
nice.
Kind of.
Ah.
Yeah, my sister and I we just went to dinner to have some Christmas vibes. And yeah, it was like I guess she was having a little bit of a heavy day, so I told her let's go to dinner. I thought we would make it back in time, but Atlanta traffic is really bad right now. I mean, it's always bad, but I guess everybody is outside at this time of night, and yeah, so. But I'm here. What's up? What's up with y'all? What were you guys talking about?
You all were gonna get into some spicy stuff before I left.
I heard you about to talk about Anna Kasparian, Ariana. Let me run the back, because I like to hear tea. So, what was happening?
Well, there was a major
Well-
GYT contributor who quit this week, and he was on Benjamin Dixon's show. Shout out to Benjamin Dixon, who did a really interesting interview, and I listened live to the spaces that was being hosted as well about that. I think because this week also Anna came out with an episode on Glenn Beck's show. If anyone's not familiar, Glenn Beck is a right-wing commentator in the United States, previously a host of Fox News who was too crazy for Fox News, and he's been running the Blaze ever since. And he's also notably one of the people who was pushing a lot of Obama's racist towards white people stuff and making that popular back in the day. And he sucks. He's just a horrible, bad human, and really shitty to see her going on that show and normalizing a lot of discourse surrounding, the idea that the left are hyper orthodox. They are a cult. You're unable to step out of line if you do even slightly don't agree with them on 90% of issues. They will dogpile you and all the same talking points over and over and over and all that weird shit. And I guess some of that came to a headway with her feuding with Majority Report, Cenk feuding with Majority Report, them calling out Sam Cedar, amongst other people, and them fighting publicly on Twitter, which was really sad to see.
With the girl, I saw that they were going back and forth. Emma and her also were going back and forth. I seen that when I had popped in for a little bit, but that was really interesting to see because I know that at one point a few years ago they were like friends. So to see that was, I mean, not surprising because your friend could be a bad person. I'm talking about Anna Kasparian. Like she could turn out to be, Satan, and you don't have to be attached to that. And you can still speak up about that. I don't like when Anna comes out and she says things like I made you, like that's the vibes that she tries to give. Like I made you.
They
I
both
put
give
you
that
here.
vibe.
Yeah, well, they both give
true.
that vibe.
Yeah,
not you throwing shade. Okay, but yeah, that the group of people there. But Anna, who is I think
oh no,
one
not
of the-
Emma, I'm so sorry, I meant Cenk and Anna.
yes,
Sorry.
okay,
that's what I
Trying to
said.
make-
Yeah.
okay,
I just want to
they
clarify
both.
that.
They both give that vibe. Absolutely. Please. Yeah,
Shots
girl, 'cause
fired at Emma.
they will be here saying,
No, I love Emma.
Good. She
No, we love
clarified,
Emma.
you guys. It's not Emma, but she was saying the main host, Cenk and Anna. But they do both give that vibe. I made you. I put you here. And anytime somebody says anything on the internet, and then her responses, Anna, I'm talking about, it's like she goes into this whole like, so you're mad that she'll say like I feel like her response to Emma gave like, I made you, and here you are talking that mess for about unions, whatever that comment was, and then she went on to kind of say something about nothing, like, you, Emma, want to stick up for the homeless. Like that's out of control. Like that's like how she'll just add that to the that's not what she said, y'all, but that's kind of like what she adds to every response. And it's like, girl, when did Anna get like that? But then again, like I said, I've saw some old stuff of her. I feel like she's always been like that, and she just grifts with the times. And now I think she's planted herself right where she wanted to be this whole entire time. It sucks to see.
She said that Emma is okay with people getting punched on the subway. I think that was the accusation, which was just kind of out of left field. Like, wait, what?
Like, what are you talking about? But I know what you're not talking about. But why are you bringing that up? What are you? And that's not true. And but that's how she. It's kind of like what she talks when she mentions transgenders, and she'll say like you know, we really saying it's okay, you know, for the bathrooms to be the way? And it'd be like, girl, are you what's the issue you really talking about? Because somebody's just cussing you out and you're just grabbing this as a response for something. Or I went to the gynecologist and they called me pregnant persons, and that was like 2 years long of a soliloquy that made no damn like, girl.
Soliloquy, that's great.
I just, so I just feel like we're seeing these people unravel, but I feel like, do we think it's going to be the end of Anna? Because I feel like it's fueling the people to follow her. Well, the right to follow her more.
I think they're trying to, like, there's only so much you can appeal to, say, progressives in the US as a market, and if you start appealing to a new demographic, which would be the center right to the right, you might find people who are interested in your content from that POV. I don't know to what degree of success, right? Like, I don't know if that is going to result in them becoming the centrist darling childs that they're trying to really carve a position out for themselves, but I guess we'll see.
It's just, I think that Benjamin Dixon put it best on The Vanguard when he said, we need progressive media now more than ever. Because we're facing actual fascism, and now is when they're choosing to buddy up with the fascists. And that's so dangerous. And it's not just dangerous because we're losing that resource, because I don't think there's any coming back from this. I think they're on a very clear trajectory. But, aside from us just losing that resource, they're also taking their progressive audience that trusts them and they're moving them to the right. They're planting these seeds that maybe some transphobia is okay. Hysteria over crime is okay. Let's not talk about the systemic issues. And I think that that's really wrong because they're basically conditioning their audience to be more reactionary and to be open to these right-wing talking points. So a lot of people will shift to the right with them, which really scares me, which is why I think that right now, I don't consider this drama anymore. I view it as a responsibility to call them out until nobody views them as left. So like Jimmy Dore, Dave Rubin, we all kind of focus on them. And then once it's pretty clear that they're not left wing and people don't perceive them that way, we all move on. Because the goal, even though it's fun to dunk on them and, take shots at people who are stupid, the ultimate goal is to make sure that people understand that these are not left-wing actors and what they say is not representative of the left. They don't embody the ideals of left-wingers. And we're not like trying to gatekeep, but the problem is that if you try to
I don't know, Mike, it sounds like you're trying to be the one true leftist, the Highlander of leftists,
Possibly.
That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah, you're just trying to steal their audience.
Well, you know what? Let's just we'll steal that branding. Leftist Mafia, homo progressives. Come and take it from us. It's like Cats of the Flag.
By Polymarket Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Binder. Okay, I'm actually glad you brought that up. I didn't know this until I was covering that story, that they have not only been sponsored by them, they now call themselves like broadcasting live from Polymarket Studios. Matt Binder. As the expert.
I found out with you, Lance. I watched your video and I'm like, they named their studio that?
I just seen that today.
They sold the studio naming rights as if they're like a sports arena, as if it's like,
like a stadium.
Yeah, as it's like the crypto.com arena, or
well, more like the stake one. Okay, so can you explain to people what Polymarket is? Why it's actually kind of fucked to promote cryptocurrency gambling?
Well, yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't even need to be cryptocurrency related. Honestly, I think anyone espousing leftist politics promoting a gambling website, period, is kind of a very bizarre thing. Like, listen. I have no problem if people gamble. I think adults have a right to do what they want in terms of with their money, in terms of spending their money on gambling, if that's what they want to do. But I'm not going to promote it. I'm not going to be involved in doing that. The same way, like, I would never promote crypto. Like, listen, if you are a world-class poker player, or you've figured out the secret sauce and when to buy and sell crypto, that's your deal. I'm not getting involved there. But at the same time, I'm not going to actively promote other people placing bets, throwing their money down on a craps table or whatever. Like, that's not what I think anyone who espouses left-wing politics should do. Like there are, I'm not knocking anyone. You know, this is a business, obviously. I mean, not this. This is definitely not a business based on how much I make. But the what TYT does is a business. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But in business, you even non-political, non-leftist in business, you make a distinct you make a decision on who you want to associate your brand with, right? I mean, companies do this every single day. It's why companies choose to pull endorsements or stop advertising somewhere. I, even as a business person, would not want to associate my business with gambling or cryptocurrency or anything that provides any sort of financial advice to people, because I think you're in sketchy ground once you do that. I mean, you are advocating that someone do something by with their money that they think they will in turn get them more money. And you know, most people don't come out on top when it comes to this. Like, you know, gambling and investing, especially in cryptocurrency, if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna be the one who loses out. Like someone's paying for the people who.
I put so much of my own money into this. It was a
Hawk
coin
to a coin?
called Hawk to a Coin. God damn it, Matt.
I knew you were going. I knew you were where you were going.
Sorry, I had to go
Yeah.
there.
I mean, I just think it is like I just would not associate myself with it. And so if you don't know what Polymarket is, it's basically a site where you can make bets on basically anything. It blew up during the election, where you could place bets on who would win the election, who would win Senate races, who would win. What would
They
the
have
electoral
cryptocurrency bets on the genocide of Palestinians on Polymarket.
Yeah,
I kid you not. I went
it's
on
not
there,
surprising 'cause you
saw it,
could-
and they have no scruples. That's like it
Wow.
doesn't
It's
say
anything
like
politics.
will
It's
Palestine be
literally anything
genocide? It's like,
politics.
do you think there will be a ceasefire in the next
Yeah.
week to the Israel-Hamas war and things? And I was like, that's just so fucked up to place prop bets
And
on genocide.
Wow.
And you use crypto to place your bets, and Peter Thiel is one of the backers of it. And I wouldn't do business with Polymarket.
Yeah, but Peter Thiel also funds Facebook. Do you use a Facebook, Matt? Gotcha.
It was funny because
Don't even.
I was
Yeah.
talking. I was talking with. Do we have that clip? I would love to play it for people.
Apparently, Mike, you have a brand new clip in your DMs where Jink has addressed this just as of an hour ago. So I haven't seen that fresh, but someone in chat has let you know.
Anyway, while you get that clip, I saw this clip really stuck out to me. So basically, Jenk is defending the Polymarket thing because he claims that, and I think he was going after Emma when he was talking about this. He said that Emma and other people use Facebook, and by using Facebook, which is backed by Peter Thiel.
While she was employed by them, by the way, she uploaded videos to Facebook on behalf of TYT.
Hold on, wait, don't play anything.
Okay.
It doesn't even matter if she was employed by TYT. There is a huge difference between using Facebook and accepting and going and doing a business deal with Polymarket. There's a huge difference. And honestly, when I saw him make that argument, I don't even think it's a bad faith argument. I think it is an encapsulation of how little he thinks of the TYT audience. To make that argument, you must think your audience is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You must think they are idiots. That you would make that argument and think that the people consuming your content, the people listening to what you're saying, would believe that you're making a good point. The idea that using a platform, just as a user, is the same as doing a business deal with a company, like actually doing
a branded sponsorship, like a stadium.
Branded sponsorship deal. You must think your viewers are fucking morons. to make that argument. You really must think that little of them. If I ever spoke to any of you guys like that, I would want you to fucking cancel me, okay? Because it would
Speak
show
like that to us all the time.
how little
No,
I
literally.
think of you.
Just kidding.
Oh, I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about the audience. I
No,
think
look,
much
like,
more
that's
highly of the
Can I
audience
just say
than I think of you
something?
guys.
No, what Jank said was very much the same energy of like, for example, oh, you care about Congo. Why do you own an iPhone? Oh,
Exactly.
it's the
Yeah.
same energy. Like, oh, you care that I use Polymarket, but you have a Facebook account. Gotcha.
No, here's
You
the
know,
thing.
it
Yeah.
doesn't
I don't
work that
care.
way.
I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care if Jenk uses
Live in a
Polymarket.
society, TM.
I don't care.
I
don't
do
care
though,
if
because
Jenk-
he has 6
No,
million subscribers on YouTube. Like, that's a lot of
listen.
influence.
I don't care if Jenk personally in his spare time takes weekend flights every fucking Friday night to Las Vegas and throws down all of his money on a poker table and does it every single weekend, and that's where his current source of revenue is. I don't care what he personally does. I care that he is promoting this to his audience.
Right,
Mhm.
which was my point.
Yeah, it's true. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Live
Yeah.
from the Polymarket Studios, like, be for real. You're not the home of the progressives when you do that.
Not at all.
You're
And
just not.
But but because there's a bag that they're getting, and that's more important. Then we talked about this on the last episode. Money is where it is. They talked about that on the Vanguard with Ben. Like it
Yeah.
just circles right back to them getting the bag for this. And it's not about the work, it's not about the people. There's no heart for it. It's literally so they don't care how weird, sick it looks. They're still gonna be like, yeah, it's I'm not shocked, but it does how you guys, are breaking this down because it's like y'all giving me tea, it live in the moment. And just hearing it all, it's like these people really don't give a damn.
No.
They don't care. They wake up in the morning to start more like that lady. Anna, she's off her rocker. Like the lady is crazy as hell. Everything like she writes when everybody else is sleeping. She'll reply like in the middle, like witch hours. And I'm like, girl, if you don't go to sleep, like
Trump 2 a.m. tweets.
it's crazy. She'll reply at that time, wait like a few hours, and then the person is like now done with the conversation. They don't even reply. People be sick of her. They be like, you're a bitch, and then they just leave it there. And she just keeps going and going, and she'll reply, and it's like it doesn't look good. I'm like, is this the same lady for real from 2020 that I had on my show? That was like, it's not this has always been her. But it sucks to see that she couldn't wait to take her mask off to draw them wings a little different, direction. She couldn't wait. I'm really sick of it. But I also think that these people don't give a damn. She's sleeping.
No.
She's bothered in some way though. She's only bothered. I feel like she only really gets bothered when the girls come at her. When the girls are like, girl, you're not even that girl. She's like, oh, and she'll come after them.
Right.
Like
Emma,
I
I mean,
Christina.
she's ignored any crit. Like they've completely they'll make the argument that I'm a nobody, and I'm a nobody. I don't care. But she certainly went out of her way to unfollow me on social media.
Same. She
When I know
unfollowed me
she
too.
did. But so like if I'm relevant enough for her to go out of her way to specifically do something like that, it's interesting that she's never addressed anything I've said or anything or TYT in general. Again, if it's because I'm a nobody, fine, I'm a nobody. I mean, it's fine. I don't care. But you went out of your way to follow me. I mean, I personally do not like this whole thing. The only reason I care about it is because they have an audience.
Yeah,
like
same.
I don't know them. I don't care about what they choose to do or believe, but they have this audience that's ostensibly progressive, and who knows right now how big that audience is of progressives. And they're espousing these ideas that I vehemently disagree with. It's their right to espouse them. I'm not saying they should be banned or anything like that. Because I gotta be really careful too. Because as you see, they've been contorting and twisting a lot of words what people say. Like for example, all of a sudden, Emma is cheering for specifically people assaulting women at bus stops or something. I don't even know where
she
that
said
came
that
from.
to me too.
To you, right? No, maybe that was you I'm thinking of.
But she said about Emma, she said that Emma called her assault that she talked about titillating, like it was a titillating. Emma did not say that. Emma would not endorse an assault.
I've specifically said that the story Anna has told about what happened to her, horrible.
Absolutely.
Individual, whoever that individual is, I don't care if they were, whatever they were going through, or whatever, or if they're just a terrible person in a regular state of mind, whatever they are, they should have had the full extent of the law against them, and they should have been put on trial, and if there was jail time or whatever. I completely agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
That there should be a punishment for what happened to her.
I don't think anyone's ever said different, too.
Yeah, she says that people made fun of her.
No, but she
that.
claims, yes.
It's the same with Jank saying that I call him a Nazi all the time. I've never called him a Nazi once. I've never said that word. You know, it's a very weird thing to keep hearing. It's Nazi. I was like, I've never used that word.
I make this disclaimer every single week. So if she goes on saying, like, we've literally given this disclaimer every single week.
I think the vast majority of people in prison should not be there. That does not mean there are people who don't deserve some sort of punishment. I mean, the idea that a non-violent offender should be in prison because there are people who do what apparently happened to Anna is ludicrous. And the idea that they would constantly conflate these two things is ludicrous too. Like, a person who did what they did to Anna Kasparian is not the same as a person who got caught selling a dime bag or some shit. I'm sorry. So if me saying that there's way too many people in prison means I've all of a sudden given free reign to criminals to just attack and
that's
and
their
assault.
whole rhetoric on the damn channel now. It's crazy. It's like now no one, like I said, with the whole cops thing, how they really grifted on that one. They used to be the ones taking other people's talking points, and I'll be the first one to say it, but taking other people's talking points to act like they're allies with black folks and cops. And then all of a sudden it was like, you know what? The cops need saving too. And it's like they're hurt out there. You know, I know great cops in my life, and this story is all about a black person being killed, a black child being killed, a black whatever, and he's making it about cops. And because he was called out about it, everyone was siding with this tweet. It was given very Elon Musk, and he was like, you know what, bring her on the show. I'm gonna go back to LA because I ain't like how they try to do my good sis. And she gets on there and they set her up, but she handled that very well. They try to set her up and we're like going so hard at her, being very disrespectful, and challenging her. And there goes Anna again with the I brought her on this show because, and it was like, lady, let's be for real. And then try to say that Olay was a nobody, and I'm like, you guys brought her on because she is someone you guys saw her online, you liked her work, you've seen her on Rising, you've seen her on other stuff. She's not, so they try to do that whole thing and diminish her, and that didn't age well. So they're clueless on purpose, and they don't have to. They give very much old energy. And how old is Anna? I think Anna and me are like the same age, I want to say. But they get on there and they act like old people, like boomers,
they have Fox News brain, Rebecca.
That's what it's giving. Like it's like they want to talk to those people. And it's like it's giving very much Candace Owens in them. It's like Ben Shapiro, they all in the same kind of to me like vibes, and I don't want any parts of it. I'm forced to see it because I'm forced to have Twitter only, to talk to y'all and my other show. But it's and every time I get on, that's like the main thing that I see when I get on there. She don't sleep. I'm like, girl, you don't like.
She needs to log off.
Log
She's
off.
terminally online.
Don't you got kids, a husband,
And
something?
she watches all the videos and reads all the critiques.
Every comment.
You're not going to address them. Just don't read them.
Like, it's really ridiculous. And then, but it's sad to see how this is where this has gone. Like,
it is.
It's like where these people once revered. They were once revered as the top
Homo progressives.
Yes, and here they are, and they are. It's. I don't know, y'all. It's like I'm like, is this real? But it is 2024. A lot of crazy stuff.
It feels like wrestling.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, we've seen this so many times before, so they're not going to convince us that something that's happening that we've already seen isn't what's happening. Without further ado, I will bring in the clip if you all are ready. This was sent.
Oh yeah,
by...
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen this either. This was sent by Natalie Marie. Thank you for sending this.
Thank you, Natalie.
We have no idea what we're getting ourselves into. So,
does he mention it, you guys? Does he mention? I know he's not going to mention me.
So he was asked about the max left, according to Natalie, which I'm assuming
is the max left.
I'm guessing that's us. And also Silly and Billy.
Is there a Goofy left too? Is there a Peg Leg Pete left? Is there a...
It's Silly and Billy. It's us. It's Ole. It's the usual suspects, the shit talkers.
Your alleged side as the identitarian left or whatever nonsense moniker you've made up for people, you continually mischaracterize on right-wing shows that people are angry about, and not the fact that we all want better healthcare, which one sounds more plausible. Which one sounds more plausible to you? Okay, I'm not sure I understand the better healthcare part. But by the way, on those shows and to the New Yorker magazine reporter, I said, no. What I'm calling the max left folks, they agree with us on being against corporate rule, right? So don't get it twisted. The establishment Democrats are worse. Those are our actual enemies. These are just disagreements we have with the max left, right? And you say it's a nonsense moniker, but brother, you tell me, or I'm sorry, I don't know your gender, but you tell me, and I've said this now 100 times, what should I call them? Am I not supposed to disagree? Am I not allowed to disagree? How do I make a distinction when I say, hey, listen, I don't agree with that, but I agree with this? And there's a number of issues that we don't agree on. So I've got to characterize it some way. And if you say no, you must agree with them and you must defend their positions. Why? That doesn't make any sense at all. Why do I want to, in my opinion, that would lead us to losing. Why would I want to do that? In my opinion, it would lead us to protecting trans people less, not more. And protecting black and brown communities less, not more. So no, sorry, I'm not going to agree to that. So I need a name for the thing I don't agree with. I keep saying, for God's sake, why don't you guys pick a name so that it's respectful, right? And
okay, why does he have to pick a name for us? This is so fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
No fucks left.
So weird.
Left.
Okay, but this is part of the reason why it's important to call them out, because he's still trying to pretend like they're on the left. But yet they go on right-wing shows and attack the left and spread right-wing talking points. It's bullshit.
First of all, I want to say there's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with them going on right-wing shows. Like
no, not in theory. No. It depends on what you say on those shows.
What are they doing on those shows?
Exactly.
Can I just say something? I think what really pisses me off about the right-wing show appearances, especially with Anna, is the fact that I feel like she's milking this whole, like, did she leave the left? Did she not? Where is she? Check this video out to figure out the real stance that Anna has. I mean, she went on Piers, she went on this other woman's, show, and she was like, oh, I got, people were telling me that I don't know, she was talking about her assault and how people were reacting. But, it's like, okay, here, I actually tweeted about this too. How are you going to claim that you're a progressive and your main paycheck is being an anchor on the home of the Progressives Network, right? But then on your free time, you're going on all these conservative podcasts. The title in the clickbait, picture on the video is cover photo is why I left the left, or did Anna leave the left? You're going on Piers Morgan, which is an abhorrent person. I mean, you can go on Piers Morgan for a number of reasons, but you literally went there to explain if you left the left, and you didn't even you were like, no, I'm still progressive. What? And then going beyond that, it's just like your intentions are, in my opinion, you're not doing it with good intentions, because you have Majority Report asking you multiple times to come on and talk. You've had multiple left-leaning podcasts asking you to come on and talk in many different, times, where they've asked you multiple different times. And you don't even answer them. You bark at them on Twitter, and then you show up on Piers Morgan. Did I leave the left? It's not a good impression. It's really not. And genuinely speaking, and I want to give her a little bit of credit, because, and just hear me out here, I feel like as leftist creators, if we say something that's a little bit wrong, people will attack us for our life. It's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to other people on this show. I've made mistakes. I said something wrong, and the viewers kind of went after me for blood, right? They're like, oh my God, I can't believe you would say that, right? And so I feel like when she opened up about her assault, of course, random people that you don't know are going to be messaging you really gross and disgusting things. That's obviously going to happen. You are a person on the internet. You have over 600,000 followers on Twitter. That's going to happen. But the distinction is, did you go to therapy and put your phone down and touch grass? Or did you harp on those comments and start really getting in your head? Because I think the latter is what happened here. And it's just your intentions are not good. Jenks' intentions, in my opinion, are not good. But I know some people think she's a grifter. I think she genuinely believes what she says. I really do. And I think right now she's left in a really weird place where her main paycheck is TYT. But if she leaves, does she go independent? But she still claims that she's a progressive. It's such a weird place to be in. It's such a weird place to put your viewers too, because you guys both look miserable. You really do. So either you're going to have to make a pivot and let your viewership know that you're making that pivot, or you're just going to have to accept that you're not a progressive. And they're both in denial. They're both truly in denial. It's really annoying.
I think they're talking out of both sides of their mouth. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Rebecca.
Yeah, he looks miserable on this photo now. He look like he don't get no sleep. But it's when I don't think that they're trying to choose. I feel like they've chose. They're very more leaning towards right views to me, and they don't give a damn. Like I said, Anna going on some of the stuff that she posted in the past, but I can't hold everybody to that, because even me, when I was a jit, means a little person, when first got on Twitter, and I was like, dang, the things I was saying back then, that's crazy, because I am such not that person anymore, at all. Even now, things that I may say that I may stand by still 100%, people want me to say what they want to say. So you're right about that, Ariana. There is that pressure, and they'll come after me. They'll say, I stopped following you. And I may never see this, because I don't be liking to read my comments after a certain, I'll just be like, let me put that out there. I'm not reading the comment section, because my mind, but the positive stuff I will see. So I'll heart it and move on with my life. Somebody today told me, I criticized you, Rebecca, but I did like this video. Okay, well, you ain't have to put that one part, but it's just it's all people, like my camera. People get really upset when you speak your mind, but Anna has, and you're right, she didn't grift. I think she chose a side. She's doing this because she knows the content. She likes the attention. She likes the attention that she got before, and so now it's I think she thrives off of the chaos that's happening. She doesn't want to give us an actual idea. And she actually adds to it more when she's choosing a person to go after that used to be on her team. She will name them by name. She will at them all day long. And it's like, girl, but what? Okay, so what's the news though? What are we fighting for today? What are we doing that? Or are we just going to be messy every day online? And every time on TYT, y'all got to address something that you guys were so sensitive about. I'm so sick of that whole thing. What do they do there anymore? And I'm talking about the main host. What is their job? To get on every day and shit on other channels, other people, other creators? I don't know what their purpose is anymore.
Yeah, I don't think they know either, to be fair. There's a little bit left in this video if you all want to finish it off. I'm not sure if there's anything good there. I do have the other clip that the Vanguard shared where they're attacking Emma, which we did not watch, but I'll let this one play out.
But saying like, oh, you shouldn't attack them. And by the way, I didn't attack them. I disagreed, which I have every right to, and it's absurd to even have a conversation about me having a right to disagree on my own show, right? They attacked us. So I disagreed. I didn't say anything about bad intent. I didn't say anything about I don't like the folks in this category, blah, blah, blah. Attack, 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 attack. And then the minute I say something back, oh, I can't believe you're the meanie. Okay, well, if you believe that, you believe it. There's nothing I can do about it, okay? But there's tons of folks like that believe the same thing.
He keeps saying this as if he hasn't been talking shit for months about people and taking little pot shots here and there at the left. Come on.
But I don't even like care. Like who like
yeah.
First of all, like if he wants to be mean or take pot shots or say whatever, fine, let him. I don't care. The point is that the content of what he's saying is ludicrous. Like, for example, what I mentioned earlier about how using Facebook is the equivalent to accepting it had to have been at least 6 figures. You know, I don't know how much it would take to rename your studio when you run one of the largest online political and news outlets there is. Got to have been at least a 6-figure deal. And maybe I remember Hassan mentioning that they offered him $1 million. Polymarket offered him $1 million just to sponsor his election day stream. So, you know, I don't know where TYT stands on the sponsorship amount pyramid after or before a single day of a Hassan show, but it had to have been a lucrative deal. But I don't care about any snide elite. Just make it make sense.
Yeah, but like so for all those topics, every single one of them is in bad faith. Just to be completely clear, right? Because like Sam Cedar has invited him onto his show to say, "I will just gladly discuss the issues. I don't care about all this weird tea or drama, all that kind of stuff." On the birthing person topic, there was a video from 6 or 7 months prior where Anna had the exact same position that everyone who criticized her did, which was inclusive language is good. Actually, she says that out loud. So that's like it's not a matter of them not knowing any better, right? On the Facebook thing, like I genuinely believe that like no one in their right mind thinks that's the same thing. To post a video to a social media site is akin to that's sponsorship. That's
right.
He knows. They know. They know.
But that's what I mentioned earlier.
Things aren't right. Yeah,
that's what I mentioned earlier. Like that wasn't him saying something he believes. That's him letting his audience know how stupid he thinks they are. Like. That wasn't him sharing his belief. That was him trying to make the argument that he thinks his audience will believe. Because otherwise he wouldn't have said that. He's not dumb.
Yeah.
Like you could certainly have criticisms of Cenk's views, and I certainly don't think some of his takes are smart, but he's not dumb. He knows that that's a bullshit argument.
I will say I'm going to put 2 videos in the chat. It's up to you guys if you want to play it. But one of them is Francesca and John from Damage Report actually responded to the contributors leaving TYT.
Oh, did they? Is this recent?
They did. Yeah, it's recent. I haven't, I kind of watched the video a little bit through the text that comes on the captioning, but I did put that in the chat if you guys want to watch it. But also there's another video where a very long time Hassan and another streamer went on a podcast and he talked about how he was treated at TYT when he first started. And this is in relation to the union allegations of union busting and just like pay to the workers. So if you guys want to play that too, that's in the chat as well.
Okay. Yeah, this is the first one. I have not seen this yet either. I do love John and Francesca. There are good people that work at TYT. In fact, probably the majority of people that work there that I've talked to are just amazing people. It's just the hosts that are the problem.
57 seconds to say that I think it is really telling that some of the contributors that have left are Black contributors, trans contributors, and that is really unfortunate. And I think there's a reason for that, as we are being told that so-called identitarian concerns of racial justice, of trans rights, should not be at the forefront of a progressive movement, when in fact they should. And in fact, there is room enough, and there's always been room throughout every struggle, civil rights, LGBTQ rights struggles, the feminist movement, they've all been told to shut up and put their concerns second. And history showed that they were right and the others were not. So yeah, it's a huge loss.
Look, the break's about to come. I'll say just a little bit more on the other side of this. Okay, we need to get to our stories in a sec, but I'll say, and look, TYT has always been a place where we can air these disagreements and have these disagreements. I mean, you and I have had disagreements with Jank on the main show. We probably will tomorrow. I've disagreed with Jank about some of the rhetoric around populism. I think that, you know, maybe we cede way too much ground to the right in what I see as a fundamentally.
Let me see if there is.
You know, I do think.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was going to cut off like that.
It made us
57 seconds
stopped,
to say that I
even stopped for the break, and then it just didn't even stick around for what you had to say.
Sorry.
Like, if you're just going to cut it at the break, whoever cut that clip together.
It's the effort that counts.
Right. This is I don't know if you still wanted to watch this. It's kind of older news. This was the attack on Emma Vigland, where they were really they're coming in hot. This was last week.
So finally, after somebody does it 1,000 times, we're like, all right, fuck it. Here's who's doing it, and fuck them, right?
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, oh no, I can't believe you're saying that about poor Jimmy Dore. I can't believe you're saying that about poor Dave Rubin. I can't believe you're saying that about poor Sam Cedar. I know.
Yeah. One of these things is not like the other. I'll just put that out there.
Poor Sam. Okay. So, anyways, yeah. And so, look, they claim to be more left wing, and then they'll.
I don't give a shit.
No, hold on. Let me finish. And then they'll go around and be like, "Oh, corporatist politicians, yes, establishment Democrats, Kamala Harris." What happened? I thought Kamala Harris was a cop. Now all of a sudden, oh, Kamala Harris lost. What happened? There's only two things that make you cry: when establishment Democrats lose and when we fight back against you. Oh, well, you're not supposed to fight back. Oh, they're so rude. I mean, we only call them Nazis. Why are they fighting back? You see how they're the bad guys? Let's all cry again. Cry all you want. I don't give a goddamn what you do. But if you guys support a corporatist prick in the next primary because of identity politics or any other bullshit, I'm gonna let everybody know that all of the things you've ever done in your life was apparently totally and utterly fraudulent. And all you wanted was to get some pats on the head from the establishment. We're populists. Are you guys populists? I don't see that at all. Oh, cheer for the establishment, yay! Okay, go ahead, do it in the next primary. Go support Pete Buttigieg in the next primary or Gavin Newsom. Let me see you, okay?
Who's gonna support Gavin fucking Newsom or Pete Buttigieg in a primary? It's ironic that he's saying this because back in 2016, a lot of people were pissed off, myself included, because as soon as the Democratic Party primary was over, we were all scorned. The DNC sabotaged Bernie Sanders. Like the next day after Bernie dropped out, they were putting out a bunch of videos caping for Hillary Clinton. Like the wound was still fresh. We were all still pissed off. And I remember, I can't remember the title of the video, but he put out a video. It was live from the DNC. And they were like, is Hillary Clinton caring or conniving? And he was like, let me tell you why I think she's more caring. Like they started licking those boots immediately. So you're talking about Sam Cedar supporting Pete Buttigieg in a primary? Like, where's this coming from? Who's calling you a Nazi? He's shadowboxing. Either that or like the voices in his head are telling him. Yeah, that's probably what it is.
It's 100% wrestling. It just
So
feels like
unhinged.
wrestling promos. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Tonight on TYT, someone called me a Nazi. That kind of shit.
Who's crying over him attacking? Like who's crying over him attacking these people? I don't see anyone. Is it your own audience? I mean, if your audience is the only one crying about you attacking certain people, then perhaps look within. Why is it your audience? My audience doesn't give two shits. I'm on the majority report every week, and I don't see a single person on the majority report going, "Oh no, don't go after Janko. No, not Vanna." I mean, in fact, I would say my audience is fucking foaming at the mouth when we do these because they love this shit.
It's exactly. It's wrestling.
Well,
it's really
and it's
funny.
not just drama though. To be fair, like people like the spectacle and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, people are processing this at the same time. People are really painful or really hurt because it's painful to see somebody that you looked up to take this trajectory. I watched TYT since 2008. So even though like I eventually was part of the network, it's still sad to see their downfall because I once really respected them. That's just sad. So I get where people are coming from. Like they actually feel disappointed, especially like as Ben
I get
said.
that the fans, yeah.
Yeah, as Ben said, they're the
honestly-
biggest progressive. They were the biggest progressive news network, and now we don't have that.
They were, and
I
he
mean-
even talked about when we were working with them, like it or not, was tied with them for that second, and they decided to try to not, pay us. And Ben talked about it on the Vanguard. So I'm free to say it. So with our show, and because they tried to lowball us or treat us like, and I don't like when people again see people's work and know their work and know what they're capable of and know who they are in the space and how respected they are in the space, and then be like, yeah, but we want the work, but we're not going to pay you. And so he talked about that. He talked about how he felt like they were trying to disrespect him. So he said, yeah, I'm going to move on. I'm not going to sign a contract with you guys, and I'm going to move on. So seeing how a lot of people were attached to them, and a lot of the people's testimonials and stuff from coming from over there and who worked over there, this is straight from their mouths. They're saying how what happened, how they felt, and it's hurting people, but I think it's also giving us a realization of who these people really are. So because people like to hold on to these people as if they are activists and as if they are for you, but as we were talking about on the last episode, your favorites sometimes are not really there for you. They're there for the coin, and he doesn't care as long as he continues to get paid. But I do think like they only care about certain people saying certain things. If they feel like they can hurt you back or like diminish you online, then they'll go back and forth with you. They'll continue to do that. They do abuse their power and their space. And I think that they talk less about what TYT used to talk about, which was policies, issues, what's happening, current news, those type of things. And they focus more on, this is what I didn't like that this person said. I said it's very Elon Musk, because you know how Elon Musk bought Twitter because people talking about his behind. And I feel like these people, Jink and Anna, they're liable to, try to get their whoever's left of their viewers. And these Satans will lead the pack of people who don't want to let them go, who will still see the God in them, who will be like, you know what, but that's just Shank. Like, can we really? But that was just like Kanye said that, but it's not really like those people. That's their audience, and they'll stay there, and they'll continue to. They will send their audience off to go attack people. If you look under a lot of what Anna says, people, even though she's getting trashed, I'd be like, dang, they can't stand Anna. But her people who support her are on there, and they'll cuss out this one person who doesn't have half the followers that she has, and send them over there and attack. And I'm like, y'all using y'all power for wrong. Why? And then there's like, they're fueling this. They're being the people who want to help them, who want to help pay for this shit show. And it fuels them. It fuels them, and it makes them feel like they've won. But you can see that they're cracking at the seams. Though, like you look at Jenk, and he's just like, "Oh, why are they so mad at me? Why?" Like, he's going crazy. He's going crazy, and Anna's over there like, "Fuck off!" Like it's just, what are we watching? I don't give a shit.
I'll be honest.
Wait,
like,
to your point, Rebecca, I just want to quickly say one thing: is that like, if you have like favorites and they're disappointing you, please, like, everyone should be really transparent about the fact that we're entertainers. Like that's, I mean, like, hopefully you do educational entertainment. Hopefully you try to organize and tell people how to make their lives better, and that makes you better than most entertainers. But at the end of the day, like, you're not revolutionaries. Neither am I. I'm not like the leader of the Vanguard, and I'm going to start it and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm trying to make people's days a little happier, make them get through the day, be able to absorb the news without being as sad, and that makes me happy, kind of thing. That's what we are. We're entertainers.
You're no Luigi Mangione.
Yeah, I'm not a folk hero. All right, I'm not, or a villain, depending on how you see it.
I saw some people in the chat saw me going meh when you guys were talking about TYT being what they were. I mean they were, because they were early to it. But honestly, early on, I would say a lot of times when, TYT would be used as like the stand-in for like the voice for progressives because they were, so influential early on. Honestly, I was kind of embarrassed that they were the flag bearer, because I don't think I honestly like, okay, there are good people on the show. A lot of them came later. Let's be honest; they weren't.
You're right.
TYT
Matt,
early.
I agree.
Jenk. A lot of times it was just like, man, this
Matt,
guy.
I agree.
Listen, even if I thought he came from a good place, it's like this guy should not be the face of the.
I agree.
This is embarrassing.
100%. I was like, who are
That's where
these
Rashad
people?
Ritchie should be. He should lead the show, to be honest with you. He's like their best host.
Damn.
Like honestly, their takes have never been very deep, very like it's very on the surface
Every
There's
time.
no like, I've never seen a clip of theirs and heard something I hadn't already heard 100 times somewhere else. There's no unique perspective.
I say it all the time.
Like, I mean, I would say like everyone on this show has had at least one take that I've never heard anywhere before when talking about some sort of topic, and I can't say I've ever heard that from a clip. With, at least
do the
from
round
the main
table.
show.
Yeah,
At least from the main
What-
show.
what- What's the random weird take, an original take that each
Mine
has
is
to-
fuck
I
your
can't
family
think
about
off
the
the top of my
CEO.
head. I can't think. But like,
Yeah,
like when I'm
that's
listening,
I didn't see anyone else say that. Mike was all over the internet because of that one.
Like he brought up Sam Cedar, for example. Like I have heard time and time again from everyone on that show. I'm not even including myself. Sam, Matt Leck, Emma Vigland, when Jamie Peck was on the show, of course, Michael Brooks. Deep conversation, deep thought about issues and topics where they arrived at ideas or conclusions or takes that you would not hear from anyone else on that topic, because they cared and they deeply thought about these issues. And honestly, I'm not saying they don't care, but some people got it, some people don't. And they were first. That's what they got going for them. That's, they're the Sex Pistols of the progressive movement, I guess. They were first. But nobody respects the Sex Pistols. So
I do have the other video that Ariana shared queued up. This one is of Hassan, if you all wanted to watch that. I'd never
and
seen
also
this
Johnny
until
Rotten, by the way, the
recently.
singer of the Sex Pistols, is a MAGA guy now. So it actually is the perfect.
He sucks.
That's
the
appropriate.
perfect analogy. Yeah.
Yeah, so this was shared by Hank Thompson, by the way. Hank Thompson, he did a whole documentary on Jenk's union busting because this is one of the organizers of that union. And I watched it. It is really, really, really good and thorough. It's very well done. He has criticisms in that documentary of me as well, and the way that I responded
Where
to
do you
it.
find it? Hank Thompson on YouTube?
So if you go to his Twitter account, Hank_Thompson, he has it pinned so you can watch it. Okay. It's so well done. He has criticisms of me as well, but I think they're completely fair. Because the way that I responded to the union as well was I endorsed it, but then I took it back because I believed TYT when they said that it was a psyop by the DNC to basically tank Jenk's congressional career. And I shouldn't have done that, but I didn't want to be like part of a rat fucking campaign. And so I kind of like a coward, I just kind of like retreated. And I didn't say anything when I really should have spoken up. I should have stuck with my initial instinct. So like the way he covers it is just so good. It's perfect. So I'd recommend people watch that. But he did share this video, and this is really shocking to me.
Intern there, and I wanted to move to Los Angeles anyway. And my uncle was like, "Oh, this is an opportunity for me to hire someone and skirt some serious like labor regulations because his family." I worked at the Young Turks and I made I think my first year salary was like $21,000. Like it was under the. I got money back from the government, so I started doing ad sales at the Young Turks, and they needed someone to do like direct ad sales, and they had no idea. They had nothing. Like they had no program dedicated to selling ads and inventory. So I basically built that out. Right. Advertisement, sales, and operations in its entirety.
Oh, wow.
Because I got on Facebook and they were like, "You're just going to do all of our Facebook stuff.
Wow.
Like you're demoted. No longer are you doing sales. You're gonna do Facebook.
Well, that's because your uncle is letting everybody steal your sales deals. Too.
That's
his
true.
uncle would like let him massage a sales deal to the last thing, then someone would swoop in and close it and take the commission.
Yeah.
And his uncle would be like, "Them's the break." So it's interesting because his uncle basically at this point like tries to whiplash this. Like basically be like, I did all this to motivate you.
Are you on good terms with your uncle?
Yeah, I still love him, but I mean, he was.
But it's insanity.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
That's a really crazy story.
Listen, I get the whole struggle of trying to build something from the bottom and not having the resources to pay people. But when you don't have the resources to pay people, you have to do, well, you can't fucking hire them. You got to do the work yourself until you get to the point where you can pay people. I mean, this idea that like there's all these people out there going like, oh, they did what they had to do. No, like just don't get to have those people then. I mean, I'm sorry. I just don't. I mean, if you can't afford to pay your workers, then you're not at the point where you should have workers. You gotta do it all yourself until you can pay somebody.
Yeah.
It's just kind of crazy because he knew he could do it because that's his family. Like your family isn't gonna go behind you and union bust you and shit. But yeah, I would never even hire a family member if I had a business.
You're asking for trouble. You're asking, you're going to do, it's just something I would not do. Just getting into that business to begin with. Like, look, like clearly if this is accurate portrayal of what happened, clearly he thought he could do this to his nephew because it's his nephew. Would he have tried to do this with somebody else? I don't know. Maybe he would have, maybe not, but I'm sure he felt a lot better about it because it was his nephew.
It didn't bother his nephew too much because he still love him. They still talk. I remember,
some people are like that. Some people don't hold grudges with family. Some
Yeah.
do.
I'm one of those kind of in a way. Like I won't hold. I love my family. They be wrong, but I love them. That's not everybody shouldn't do that though. If you gotta walk away, walk away. But I still feel like there's still like I don't know. I know that it sucks to know that that's happened. But imagine if he did that to his nephew, how many other people have stories that are exactly the same, working at TYT, especially when after they became established and were able to pay people. I think not on this is very telling because is Hassan still working for TYT?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
At this point, I think Hassan could hire TYT.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Just didn't want to.
No, literally.
Okay.
Take up the whole studio, Polymarket studio.
But to know that this is like the most drama in our space right now when it comes to politics right now, the progressive space, TYT is the talk of the town. And like I said, they are eating it up, but they're also like they're loving some takes and that's fueling them. But then they're the other ones that are calling them out by a lot of us who I think that's what's the thing that they get in a little wrong too. Just because people liked y'all once don't mean that people can't turn around and be like, you know what? I don't think he's not a good person. People can do that. They have the right to do that. And then you don't get to get on your little, on in your chair, go live, and then members only, and then be cussing folks out by name. Remember when Anna was going crazy over the cat lady or whatever, such and such's cat? I was like, girl, why? It's like I can't understand how they think that we could take them serious. I think that at this point, we're going to have to this conversation, this discourse, because they're going to keep doing things. We're going to have to let them go. In 2025, we're gonna I'll give y'all the rest because I'm not taking them into my holiday, but I'm not taking them into next year because I'm finished. I feel like they're going to do more and we're going to have to let them go because we got work to do. And I think that we should like you were saying, Mike, we should start taking up the space now. And
we're the home of progressives.
We're taking the name. We're the home of progressives.
There can be only one, and we are that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's absorb. Welcome, friends.
Yep, we own this space. They have to bow down to
the
us.
Only true leftists.
I love the voice. Period. That's it, because I'm done with them. Okay. Everybody has talked about them. Everyone has talked. I feel like they love it. They're like, they sit back and they're like, yeah, what else did this person say? Yeah, what did Lance say? And then they get on the mic and they be like, Lance, right?
They've
Lance
only
from
name
Leftist
dropped
Mafia search
Lance.
time. It gets crazy. They get crazy. They'll call people out by name like people want to fight. And then when people don't respond, they'll keep calling your name until you come to the front.
I respond very publicly. I've said the same thing. I was like, anytime you want me to come onto the show to discuss these issues, I'd be more than happy. And if you don't want to platform me because I'm the scum calling you Nazi, whatever you want to
Max
say,
left.
then you can come on my show. The door is always open. You want to talk about prison abolition? You want to talk about trans rights? You want to talk about any of these issues?
They're only
I
going
would
to go on
love to talk
conservative
about it.
shows.
Yeah, they're only I was just
They have
about
an
to say
open
that.
invitation on this show. We all like at the beginning we were like, hey, we could talk about this. We could even do a private. Like I recommended like a private conversation. Just as friends, we could talk this out and talk about our disagreements. They're far gone. So I agree with Rebecca. There's no coming back for this. Now I see my position as trying to make sure that people know that they're not left and to point that out whenever I can. They are now Jimmy Dore. Well, Jimmy Dore kind of moved past where now it's like, okay, everybody knows he's a conservative, so I don't have to harp on that. People don't know about them. People think that they're progressive still, so we're going to make sure that people know that they're not progressive because I think it's dangerous.
It is dangerous because, like how I was talking last week about working for Sean King, and people were still stuck on when he came out. It's very similar like TYT. They came out one way. He came out as a preacher and then turned and became this whole the voice for the Black folks. And then he hurt a lot of people and then switched up his whole MO. And I know because we worked alongside him as well, and watched a lot of projects never get made, and people still ride for this man. Like they are like, that's Sean though. And I'm like, I don't give a damn if that's Sean though. Like I don't care because he's hurt a lot of people, and here you guys are giving up money, and y'all aren't smart enough to question where the money go. He's jumping from religion to religion. He's claiming people's work. And y'all still out here letting him send y'all emails, harass y'all through emails. No matter how small, like people say, no matter how small that unsubscribe button, I be clicking it, and the emails still seem to find me. This man should be stopped. But yeah, him, other people that we thought were a part of the movement or of being an ally, helping people who really don't have voices, giving voice to those people. These are not those people. TYT is spending way more time discussing their personal business than the purpose of helping.
It is also really dangerous when you have people like Jesse Singal, for example. If you have someone who isn't identifiable as a far right figure, who then start to say things like, well, you know what, trans ideology has gone too far, or the left is going a little too far when it comes to the black rights movement or stuff like that. It's used by the right. It gets weaponized so fast because they take that and they're like, this person isn't a far right extremist. Look at this. This is just a centrist lib, or this is just a progressive who says, and they're calling out their own, saying that they've lost their minds on this issue. And then sure enough, you'll see like right-wing legislators using his articles, Jesse's articles. It's like, here's a centrist lib from the Atlantic who says that detransitioning is dangerous. So this is not a right-wing, left-wing issue. This is a common sense issue. That's when you're just like, oh shit, like this stuff can be even more insidious and even more weaponized. And if you go on right-wing shows and you say this kind of stuff, it justifies their fucking abhorrent, bigoted beliefs. Suddenly it's like, we told you we were right. We told you we were right. The problem isn't systemic racism. It's the fact that black people don't have fathers. The problem isn't gender ideology, all this. It's that trans rights activists have gone too far. Then all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, well, this is giving them the ammunition that they need. That's when it gets really fucked up.
Yep.
Well, it is it's that time. Do you all want to get to super chats?
Sure.
Do it.
And messages. Okay, Rebecca, do you want to go first?
You already know what it is. I
I'm
had
gonna
a
put up
couple
the
of things
banner.
happen with
I
my
have
sister.
all of your info on the banner.
Thank you so much. It's great. It helps a lot. Oh, they monetized me again on
Oh my god! Finally, I was gonna ask you. I'm like, can we rip them a new ass yet? Or
right.
Okay,
I was like,
okay.
I was about to get on there, and then I went on there, and they're like, I feel like they even see somebody's been because they probably seen or heard, because I was sick of sending in every other
Yeah.
month, like some freaking video to prove this. So I don't know, but I just woke up and then it was your girl was back on monetized. So
Well,
I don't
please
know.
let us know if they pull that again,
Period.
so we can make the biggest stink possible.
Yeah.
Because we are the home of progressives. We are the biggest news
We're
show
the
on the
real
internet.
ones.
We're
So-
the real home of progressives. I love it.
True
I love
left. There can be only one.
So I'm going to Shargund. Thank you so much for your $10 super chat, and I hope I said that right. Shargund. And then there is Shargund again. TYT used to do weird toilet tier TMZ stuff about how it was Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, etc.'s fault that paparazzi were harassing them. And I seen that. That was their OG stuff, and they did do that. Anna Kasparian used to really go hard on Britney at that time. And that was a time. But here that just goes to show they a little shifty. And here Tropical Ding Dong. It's what Mondale said though. Mondale, they took too much. Then we have work appropriate. And the video editor that pushed for the union, he had to fight to get healthcare coverage from TYT for over 7 months. He was working 40-hour work weeks.
Wow.
Tigwick, glad to see you're monetized again. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. I love you guys so much. And I'm out. I did drop a new video, Shades of Good News. So make sure you go on my page
Yeah.
and run them numbers up. Run them numbers up. We, if you want some good news, get up on there and run them numbers up. All right. Yeah. Like I said, I'm a little tipsy because I came from dinner with the sissy.
Oh, I
But
love that.
y'all. And
I
will
could not
see
even
you-
tell, Rebecca. Are you serious?
My
Yeah,
eyes
you're
were-
really
were
good
my
at
eyes
it.
were like
I didn't know
this?
until right now.
Oh my
job.
god. Yeah, you played it really cool. I had no idea.
I was
Good for
holding
you.
it. And then when I didn't say a word, that's when y'all know I'll be talking. Then when I didn't say a word, that's when y'all know, oh, Rebecca says the liquor in her system. Anyways, I'm out of here. I love you guys so much.
Merry
Bye,
Christmas.
Rebecca.
I won't
Good
see you
night.
until after New Year's and Merry Christmas. So Merry
Okay.
Christmas, Happy New Year's.
Okay. All right. Well, happy New Year's and Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in 2025. My
Take
last
care.
episode, just to let y'all know, will be next week. Okay, until 2025. All right. All right. I'll
All
see you
right.
guys next
Sounds
week.
good.
Love you, mean it.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
One by one, we're dropping each week until Christmas.
Not I.
Then it's
I.
over.
Wait,
Okay,
can
so
you join from like an iPad? Does StreamYard work on iPad?
Yeah, it does.
yeah, you can. I
joined.
I just don't want
joined,
to.
I joined for an episode via iPhone from Walt Disney World. So
Yeah, you can technically
Wow.
join. I would join if we're doing a fun game night, like if we played What the Dub. I would totally join for that, or like a Jackbox or something. I would do that for sure. But I'm trying to give myself a little bit of a break from streaming and filming videos because my
You
brain
deserve
is melting out of my fucking ears. If I'm being honest, I'm basically Joe Biden at this point, functionally.
I mean, Trump is going to be president. We're going to have a long road ahead of us. So
That's
take
my
that
thinking.
time
Where it's
off.
like I'm gonna take a couple of weeks off, and hopefully that will help me feel a little bit more refreshed going into the new year. Okay, Lance, did you want to go?
Sure. I don't have too many, so I could make it quick. I've been streaming most of the day. Narrator, thank you so much for the $10. Sad violins. Is it not justified? F that. The first purpose of government is the monopolization of violence in a democracy that is meant to be for the people, but cops will forcefully evict you because of medical debt. So yeah, I assume that's when we were talking about Luigi. Totally agree. What do you mean? Thank you for the Australian 99. And I agree. She says 100%. And check out What Do You Mean videos. They're really, really good. And we're usually featured in them. Everyone in the panel right now, actually. Bay Photo, thank you for the $4.99. The rise in pseudo-medicine, alternative medicine, and anti-vax culture is 100% the fault of the U.S. broken healthcare system. I would say, and social media.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame it all on the healthcare system. But yeah.
Parker, thank you for the $5. It looks like the 100K sales of Luigi hats thing isn't true, sadly. What? Breaking Points lied to me? I saw Sagar talking about that. Someone edited a screenshot and said 100 bought in the past month and made it 100K. Damn. That turned out to be not true. And the CEO getting pied today turned out to not be true. That was actually an ad for cryptocurrency.
Are you serious? I didn't even see that. But
Yeah, I was heartbroken when I found out it was an ad.
know.
Oh wait, what are you guys talking about?
Oh, there was a viral video that was going around on most social media showing the CEO of some big company getting pied in the face. And obviously everyone was like, oh my God, it's another event. And it turns out it was all staged, and they got a lookalike of the CEO to get pied and film it. And it was to promote cryptocurrency.
Oh, it was Enron CEO hit with pie in the face.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a Enron doesn't exist anymore. Enron is the company that went under during the
That's
financial
true.
crisis.
Yes,
Come on.
Yeah.
Enron came back as a crypto project, and
that's appropriate.
So if you see anything about Enron, it's a crypto thing.
Tigwig, thanks for becoming a member. Thanks for all that you do. I appreciate it. Thank you. Painting and Politics, thanks for subscribing on Prime. Coolest Region, thank you for subscribing on Prime. Brandon 2600, thank you. Chronic 989, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub. And then finally, there was a message. Change the name of the Leftist Mafia to the home of progressives. I don't know how you feel about that, but
It's just our motto. Leftist Mafia.
all right.
Home of
Because we came up with it. It's our official motto. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ariana, did you want to read yours next?
Yeah, I definitely can. I didn't get that many, so I can just read through them pretty quick. Tokyo Hans, thank you for the 1,000, what I believe is yen. This talk about bombs reminds me that,
That is yen. You just got $10.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Reminds me that Ariana is the bomb, period. Yes, that's the goal. Funky Fwesh, thank you for the $5. I'm a little late, but congrats on being the 6th host. Ariana, you're an excellent addition to the show. I agree. Thank you so much. You just have to convince Matt Binder of that. Okay. I'm just
what?
Kowalski, we need a left-wing Alex Jones. Could say something like Luigi was set up by a healthcare board to not have to pay his bills to not have to pay his Christmas bonus. I'm so sorry I botched that. Luigi is just a fall guy. They are eating each other now. I agree. Honestly, I think what the left lacks is that, I'll make this quick. I think that Republicans have a lot of donors and really rich boomers that are kind of like ghosts in the background that fund a lot of them, like kind of like the Daily Wire type, shows and other Republicans. I do feel like we need more of that on the left side. So then TYT doesn't have to be sponsored by Polymarket and name their studio after it.
Yeah.
Andrew S, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it. Lizzie Bennett, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you, Ariana, for pointing out that Anna's milking this, i.e. grifting. As much as I find the drama entertaining, it's hurting the left movement as a whole. I totally agree with you. And actually, the reason why I had so many videos that I could send to the chat was because I actually just filmed my YouTube video on this. I streamed about TYT for 3 hours, and it's giving like I'm gonna milk this confusion around where I stand in politics now, and I do think it's hurting the greater leftist movement because we are known for eating each other, and I think she's really playing into that. So I agree. I totally agree. Bay Photo, thank you so much for the $5. For a long time now, I've gotten the vibe that Anna feels stuck in her job and underpaid. She's clearly very jealous of Hassan's success and wealth. I do think she's attacked Hassan multiple times. Hassan has responded to every single attack very graciously. Way more grace than I would give if I was in his position. But, I do think it's hard to be an anchor on a show for so long, and then you see someone that was kind of like a temp or got paid $21,000 a year making millions and millions more than you. So, I mean, I get it, but I don't think she's approaching it the right way. I do kind of agree with you, though, but I can't read her mind. So, Kaya Demon, my first super chat to you. Thank you so much. Wrapped up my first semester of dental school. Okay, period. I hate dentists. I'm so scared of them, but good job. And ready to head back to home for California for Christmas. What's your favorite California fast food joint? In-N-Out. In-N-Out. You will only see me at In-N-Out.
In-N-Out is real tasty.
Yeah, I love In-N-Out. Narrator.
Have you tried Shake Shack?
I do. I've tried Shake Shack. I don't know. In-N-Out's just got a special place in my heart. I'm on a calorie deficit right now. Like I'm kind of dieting, and I finally had an In-N-Out hamburger for the first time in like months. Oh my God. It was cathartic. Truly a cathartic experience. Okay, narrator, $10. Thank you so much. I pay to watch Luigi's Hey selection. I'm sure you guys would all pay for to see Luigi do many, many things that I'm probably not going to get into right now. Narrator, jury selection. Oh, okay. You meant jury selection. Okay. I wasn't sure what you were trying to say there. I was trying to play it off. I agree. I totally agree. There's a lot of TikTok videos of like women acting like they're the jury that gets selected, and they're like showing their outfits or whatever. So I think that's gonna be really interesting to see in real life.
I love the jokes about this shit.
I know, it's so funny. Now all we can do is joke, right? Like we have to live through it. Might as well.
Right.
But thank you so much, everyone, for the supers. I really appreciate it. It means a ton. That was it for me.
I think I saw more that say they're for you. I don't know if you saw them. This one comes up for you on my end. Or no, that might be Rebecca. And then there was one more from Parker. Did you have one from Parker? If not, that might have been for Rebecca as well.
I did have one for Parker, but I thought I read it.
Oh, okay. I might have missed it then.
I could be wrong.
Here we go.
though.
I'll just put it on the screen just in case you did. And I missed it.
Oh no, I didn't see that. Did he give that to me or they?
It's you or Rebecca. It just shows a little
Okay.
link. So
Oh, okay. Okay, no worries. I'll read it. Everyone should see the farewell speeches given today by Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman in Congress. Both are on YouTube. Will make you cry. They'll be
I haven't
missed.
seen it.
Man, I actually, when I was at the DNC, by the way, I crashed the DNC. They did not want my ass there. I I got to meet Cori Bush, and I actually we held each other and we cried. It was so sad.
Aw.
Yeah, it was a very sad moment. But I'm just gonna end this here. I know a lot of people on the pro-Palestine side were advocating for Jill Stein or whatever the fuck. I was not one of them. I actually refrained from endorsing anyone this year, but when we I know we lose a lot of faith, but that's how people like Jamal Bowman and Cori Bush lose their spots, when people lose faith and they don't show up to the primaries and stuff. So always remember that. But yeah.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
been a rough
I'm done.
year.
It
Um,
has been.
Yeah. Matt, did you want to go or did you want me to go first?
You could go.
Okay, so I'll try to make it quick. I have a new member. Thank you so much to Robbie, who became a member. Thank you, Doug Grinbergs, for the $2. PSA, today is UN WHO Universal Health Coverage Day. Yeah, rub it in our faces. Okay, rub it in our faces. We get it. You have universal health care. What do you mean? Says love that. I think she's referring to, or they're referring to the Luigi hat. Nick, thank you for the $5. If the Democrats don't harness the energy behind healthcare reform, all we'll get out of this is the usual: more cops, more surveillance, less rights. Yeah, I think you're onto something, and I think they probably won't harness it, and I think we probably will get all of that, unfortunately. I don't want to be a doomer, but I have no faith in that institution. What do you mean? Thank you for the $5. I'm sending extra super chats to Mike because he has to pay for private health insurance and Lance doesn't. I love you both equally. Don't worry, I love you both equally. Hashtag Medicare for all. Thank you so much. Sam, thank you for the member chat. Did y'all hear that many Dems like Jim Clyburn said that Biden should pardon Trump? I saw that, and this party just needs to be destroyed. How can you save a party that is so embarrassing, so pathetic, so weak? You have Richard Blumenthal. He was also on TV with Marsha Blackburn, praising Doge and Elon Musk, and then Elon Musk John Fetterman joined Truth Social and was talking about how the charges against Donald Trump were bullshit and weaponized. And then he's talking about how he's going to confirm Elise Stefanik. This is not an opposition party. We don't have an opposition party. We have fascists that took power and zero opposition. Horrible position to be in. Thank you to Honorable Audio for becoming a member. Rachel Atwood, thank you for the $2. Among politicians, Warren's response has been the best. Yeah, she did have a response, a good response. I will say I'm still pissed at her because had she maybe dropped out in 2020 and not come in third place in her own state, maybe Bernie would have done a little bit better. But she didn't help. So it's nice that she's saying that right now. But when push came to shove, she kind of fucked the progressive movement.
I don't think the dropping out thing, I don't think did it, because by that time her dropping out wouldn't have made a difference. Even though she should have to help but it wouldn't have made a difference. The part where she messed up was going after him for I don't remember what was it like. She claimed that
Oh,
like he said a
he
woman who
apparently-
couldn't be president or something. What was it?
Yeah.
What was it again? I
He
don't
said that
remember.
she said that he told her in private that a woman couldn't be president, which is so weird because Bernie said he never said that. And we know he didn't say that because he tried to recruit her to run in 2015 against Hillary
Right.
Clinton, and she
Right.
didn't want to. That's why he ran. So it's yeah. Yeah.
Right. I would love that whole thing I think hurt him way more than her staying in the race for too long, because by that time her support was nil. I mean, she lost in
Yeah.
Massachusetts to both Biden and Bernie in that three-way race. I mean, in her own home
Embarrassing.
state. Yeah. And she went after him because like some Bernie campaigners were like trying to like using like campaign language to like text messages to like try to convince Warren voters to switch over as if it was like a personal thing. Like, no, it's just a campaign. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. She also didn't like the snake emojis, so it's hard for me. Like I agree with you, Rachel. It's just hard for me to give credit to her because I feel that's another person who I feel like scorned by. You know, what matters is if you have an opportunity to make a difference, are you gonna put aside your own ego or are you going to be petty and fuck everyone over? And so many people choose to be petty and fuck everyone over, and I'm just I'm so sick of it.
Hell hath no fury like a Mike Figueredo scorned.
Right?
I mean, if she can move the pulse in a positive direction, it's a net benefit.
I like Elizabeth Warren still though. I mean, yes, it'll always be a blip on her to me, but like there'll always be that like asterisk. But all in all, she's
What, the
pretty
whole
good.
Pocahontas thing?
No, I mean
that part has always really insulted me. Is like someone who's part indigenous. I've
Yeah,
always
I'm sorry. I mean, I guess she's
every
cool,
aspect of it is
but
gross.
I guess she's
I
cool,
mean,
but the whole "I'm gonna lie about being indigenous so I can get into law school" is a little out of pocket.
Saying that she was a woman of color to get into school, writing
that's
"Chow Wow
trash.
Chow," all that shit. Like,
I don't recall the extent of it all, but what
It was pretty bad.
Is it possible though that she legitimately thought she was Native American because her family members told her she was Native American?
I think it's possible, but she's still a white woman, so the fact that she's trying
She
to
can't be doing
capitalize on
that.
programs that are specifically
right.
intended to
My-
benefit indigenous people.
Oh, yeah, I
my
forgot about
mom's
that whole thing.
indigenous. I actually have like a status card, and I would never do that. I'm white as fuck. Look at me. Look how creamy this is. I would never be like, I'm actually a person of color, so I deserve to get into Harvard or something.
I forgot about that part of it. I thought she just like when asked about her background, I forgot
No,
there was
no,
the
no.
whole.
She used it to get into university.
Yeah, that's too much. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, she took it too far. Okay, so this next one here. Thank you so much to Bayphoto, $10, very kind. The system is broken, and clamping down on dissent is not the solution. If they start arresting people for offhanded comments like that lady, I fear they're genuinely only going to make things worse. I think you're absolutely right, Bayphoto, 1,000%. The best thing now they can do is try to make it clear that they understand where people are coming from, but they don't and they won't. So yeah, they're gonna pour gasoline on the fire. Tokyo Hans, thank you for the 1,000 yen. Appreciate that. Hearing that Mike's healthcare payments are $100 more than my monthly home loan payments of a 2-bedroom apartment in the middle of Tokyo is insane. Love my health insurance here. Oh my god, so if it's that much money in the middle of Tokyo for a 2-bedroom, that's wild. But yeah, that's our healthcare here. $906 per month for me.
Wait, that's what you pay a month?
Yeah, for 2 people. It's probably not the most expensive compared to other folks, honestly. It went up though. It was like $850 last year, but this year when we renewed it jumped up to $906. And then we had to pay an extra $60 because we have to get dental this year because I have a couple of cavities. So it's kind of a balance. Like I could pay out of pocket for dental, but it's like, well, if I need a root canal, that's going to be like $4,000.
Yeah.
So hopefully the insurance will cover all of that. I think they cover like part of it. I don't remember the specifics, but it's just scam.
I mean, I pay $450 for my insurance every month, so I'm pretty much in the same ballpark as you, Mike.
Yeah.
Except for I'm
yeah.
only paying for myself, not another person too.
Right. Yeah, we're paying for 2 people.
Yeah.
Makes me sad. This makes me so sad.
Yeah, I mean, what I could be doing with that extra $900, saving it, trying to fucking
my god.
Just fucking buy shit. Like buy more video games.
I'll buy a
like,
nice
just
car. 4 to
live my
15
life.
months. Shit.
It would help the economy. Like instead of concentrating wealth into the hands of CEOs.
Yeah, Americans would love nothing more than to stimulate the fucking economy. Let us stimulate the economy.
Yeah,
That
let us
sounded really
consume.
weird, but yeah. Okay, so the next one here is
Total sidebar. North Carolina's Atrium Health says it will forgive the debts of 11,500 people. Less than a week after NBC News reported that the company has aggressively pursued former patients' medical debts, placing liens on their homes to collect the bills. One couple, because of this, has just seen $100,000 in medical debt forgiven after 15 years. So 11,500 patients in North Carolina. Atrium Health just said it would forgive the debts. I don't know what caused that. I don't know what inspired them. I don't know if there's any world events that made them consider this, but holy shit.
Put on my thinking cap.
There have been a number of things that have happened in the healthcare industry since what was it, December 3rd or 4th, right? I mean, that make you wonder. People, conservative pundits are talking about how a certain individual who was recently arrested, did nothing but, ruin his life without any sort of, what does doing what he did, what does that get you? How does that fix the problem? I mean, it seems like it's done something in some ways to fix some people's problems, actually.
More effective than like lawmakers, right? They're not afraid of threats for regulation, but Blue Cross Blue Shield, they dropped that anesthesia policy from last week, and now this. Man, if Democrats really want to win in 2028, I'm not.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Well,
so
I don't know if you guys heard,
Luigi
but it seems
2028.
like Fetterman's gonna run for 2028. So
you're probably
He
right.
because he'll lose. He'll lose.
I
There's
don't know, Matt. Are you sure? Because it's America.
There's no constituency for an ogre. I mean, seriously though, like, who is his constituency? He's
Israel.
Conservative. Conservatives aren't going to vote for him. They want a conservative, but and
no one wants tied Republicans. Tied Republicans.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I mean, right. I mean, who knows though? I guess you're right. Anything can happen now. I mean, who knows? Anything has always been able to happen. Really? Why are we talking about?
I mean,
this?
Trump's a felon and he's the president.
Yeah.
Why not Luigi?
True. Or Mario. Or Waluigi.
Or Mario, or Wario, Bowser,
maybe
Koopa.
Princess Peach.
Yeah,
I mean,
Toad could do it.
I mean, if there might be a Waluigi. Wait, what would it be?
It would be a Waluigi for Luigi.
Waluigi Wangione.
So Joseph Nash has a great point here. Think of the 5. Why was bail for Luigi Mangione denied while other criminals are much worse? Well, to your point, Joseph, so the lady who was on the phone with her health insurance company in Florida, she was denied bail because she said deny, defend, depose, or whatever. So yeah, she was denied, and her bond is $100,000. So maybe I'm fucking up the story. It's been
her
a
bail
couple
is
of hours.
$100,000.
Yeah, okay.
From my understanding.
Right. So she wasn't
But
denied, but it's just
Luigi
basically
was
denied.
supposed to. Yeah, no, I agree, but not to cut you off, but Luigi was supposed to get, like, he was qualified to get bail under Pennsylvania law, which is what his lawyer explained in the press conference. They just denied him. I'm assuming because it's such a high profile case, but I don't know. Yeah.
They also might maybe think that he's a threat to flee the country or something like that as well.
Yeah, he would be seen as a flight risk for sure.
I mean, I feel like if he was gonna fly, he would have flew. Like, he would have flew by now. You know?
Why was he in Pennsylvania? Like,
in a McDonald's.
I do question some of his decisions.
It's a bunch of foreign money and writing a note about why I did it. Like, the whole thing seems weird. I'm not Alex Jones in this one, but it just seems strange.
Like, he wanted to get caught, maybe. Like he was giving up.
That's what it feels like.
I think he was definitely moving deliberately to get caught, but like, I don't think the police has any definitive info on him either. I don't know. We'll see. I have no clue.
This is gonna
be he gave the same fake ID to cops that he used to check into the hostel in New York City. Like,
I know.
if you were
That's
looking to get
weird,
away,
too.
you would have had a number of different fake IDs, and you never would have used the same one twice just to be sure there was no trail.
Well, his mom's like reported him missing. Okay, I believe
Right,
it was
I
either
mean-
a couple weeks or days before because no one could get a hold of him.
I don't think there was any question that they probably knew who they were looking for before they let the public know. But the question was they couldn't find. The thing is they couldn't find him though. Like he definitely could have, if he really wanted to get away. Like what? Straight for the border. He could have got. He could have got out. He could have.
I mean, he could have literally just gone to Moscow.
If he
Like,
was
he could
at
have
like
pulled an Edward Snowden.
Well, I don't know if he would have been able to get on the plane.
I
But,
think if he would have done it right after what he did, I think he would have been able to 100%.
He could have totally crossed over into Mexico though by the time people figured out that there was that picture of him from the hostel. Like he definitely, what was that, a couple days later, maybe 1 or 2 days later, he definitely could have got out of the country if he really wanted to, I think.
Thank you to Fritza for being a member for 2 months. Unknown, thank you for the £2. The UK has now banned trans youth having hormone blockers. Yeah, and it's extremely fucked up. And
Alberta,
the minister who did it is a gay dude. So yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear the statement he made? It's so disgusting. It was like, as someone who has lived having to be in the closet his entire life, I sympathize with trans people and how hard it must be, which is why I'm doing everything in my power that I believe in their best interest to protect them and all this other condescending paternalistic bullshit. I was like, that's so profoundly evil to phrase it that way.
There's no such thing as a good transphobe. They're all brain broken demons, but gay transphobes are like a special evil. Just because they come from the community, they should know better. They had a similar type of experience. It's not identical, but it's similar. So they should know. The same reason why people hate trans people are the same reason why they hate gay people. So the gay people who are transphobic, there's like, I wish I believed in hell because I feel like they would be in the 7th layer. These fucking traitorous pieces of shit. Fuck them. F slurs, all of them. Okay. Rachel Atwood, thank you for the $2. Incrementalism is like a religion for liberals. Oh, 1,000%. Thank you, Charlie DeGinmer, for the 1 month membership. Adam Ilyov, thank you for the 5. Just waiting on the Anna statement on how these radical trans activists have gone too far by attacking Nancy Pelosi. I mean, Mace. Shut up. Brian Schroed 72, thank you for the $2. Mike, put the hat back on.
Oh, that's for the video game awards. Cool.
Yeah,
Topical.
love the video game awards. Okay, I would have kept it on if the super chat was more. No, I'm just kidding. It's hot in here. I'm not gonna keep it on. Let's see here. Thank you to Connie Kitty for the $4.99. Did you all watch Thanksgiving? It was crazy. I watched 3 hours of it. So I watched most of it.
Literally fried my brain with it.
Yep.
Wait,
Across
what are you guys
multiple
talking about?
It took me like 4 days to get through 3 hours. Just listening
Every
here.
Thanksgiving, basically, Hassan and Jank have a big debate, and so everyone was really anticipating this year just because of the whole, kind of right wing turn they're doing.
This
and
year
it
was the worst.
Disappoint. It was. Oh, I loved it. I thought it was
bad.
the funniest one yet. It was so funny.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
Hassan was very cut off
guard.
Okay, so thank you to Tyler, 23-month member. We have Asa, CFO of Enron. Enron is back, by the way, and the new CEO got pied. Fake news, unfortunately. Kowalski, thank you for the
I
10.
think maybe our general audience is too young to realize the whole Enron story, but just the idea that like Enron is back should have been a giant red flag. Like that is not a brand that can be revived. Please look up what happened with Enron.
There's some documentaries about it that are really interesting.
I'm trying to think
The
of
smartest
what,
guys
like,
in the room.
Yeah, right. I couldn't.
I'm trying to think what an equivalent would be. What's that girl, that woman, that tech woman with the really deep voice? What's her name again? She went to jail.
I know you're talking about the one who made the blood machines that were a scam.
Yeah, what were they called again? Oh my god.
Elizabeth Holmes, and I'm trying to remember the name.
What was her company again? Theranos, right? It'd be
yeah.
like saying it'd be
Theranos.
like seeing a headline that was like Theranos is back, and you like that would be a red flag. Like, no,
Theranos,
that's not a brand that can be revived. Like there's some things that just can't, like you just can't put the the magic back in you can't put the genie back in the bottle. It's just
it
it's
was
just done.
too goofy.
It's just right.
They're
Right.
cooked.
Right. It's like I'm naming my son Osama bin Laden, but I swear he's the good one. It's like you can't, just don't
Yeah,
do that. There's
the name
there's no
Adolf is
rehabilitating
permanently
it.
tainted. There's no Adolfs anymore. It's not
Yeah,
like,
like,
oh
you
no, this
just
is a good
can't.
Adolf.
Right. We're the good Hitler family. I swear. We're not changing our name. Like no, you
it's
just
been
gotta.
retired.
Right.
Too many
There's just
atrocities.
certain things. Right.
Okay, Kowalski, thank you for the $10. Very kind of you, sir. By the power invested in me by my cattle, good looks, and the Platte River, I'm declaring Sam Cedar the Uncle Iroh of the online left. There is no greater honor to bestow upon anyone. Wow, I appreciate that. So we can now call him Uncle Sam. I like that.
Isn't he Daddy Sam?
Shadow.
Not Daddy Sam. That's all you.
No, that's on the internet. That is not an original meme. People have been calling him Daddy Sam for a while.
True. Shadow, thank you for the $5. Did y'all see people mad at Kyle Kalinske because he's finally calling out Joe Rogan because he should be loyal to Rogan for making him famous? I have not seen people say that to Kyle, but I've been watching his videos about Joe Rogan and they've been amazing.
Joe Rogan Experience like fan account that's really big on Twitter basically put him on blast, and was because like, you know, Kyle has been going hard on Joe, and then the fan account was basically like, the former guest of the Joe Rogan Experience thinks Joe Rogan is now unhinged. And I was like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like, you have to be in debt to them forever because they had you on twice or three times or whatever? Like, you can't criticize them? Like,
That's so weird.
What a bullshit take. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Unknown, for the £5. With complete respect, please don't say transgenders, trans people. Trans is an adjective. Well, thank you.
I don't think anyone on this show said that. Did someone say that?
Maybe someone did. I don't know. I'm not sure.
At any point,
it might have been a misspeak.
Yeah, we know
it
that.
sounds very boomer coded. I feel like so. Maybe somebody misspoke if they did. I don't know. I can't remember. My brain is so fried right now from doing.
Was not I. Just putting that out there.
It was Nancy
Phillip. Yeah, I've been saying Nancy Pelosi instead of Nancy Mace. So
I think
it probably was you then.
That the chat just said Rebecca said it.
Oh, I didn't even take notice.
But
I'm sure she
I
knows that and
don't
just
know.
misspoke. So
I didn't hear her. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't take
If I had
notice.
heard her, if I had caught her saying that, I would have been like, "Oh, I didn't know you were a turf, Rebecca." No.
Thank God you didn't catch it.
Philip, thank you.
To
For
be
the
fair, she also did
$2.
say she was a little bit tipsy tonight.
Oh, that's
so-
true.
Right. She might have.
Was she? That was like, she's stealthy. She could pull it off. She could go to work like that. I had no idea.
True.
It's okay, guys. The main point is that she didn't mean it. No one on this
Yeah.
show would mean it if they said anything
Sure.
like that.
Compromise on one right and it opens up the door. 1,000%, Philip. Thank you. I think that's such a great point to make.
I don't know, guys. I heard Rebecca before we went live. She was talking about it. She didn't appreciate the term birthing person. So I don't know. We might have to.
Hammock, thank you for the $5. Greg Abbott mentioned Anna in a good light about immigration issues on X. Guess you are on a successful grift when a huge bigot boosts you. Yeah, he praised her for talking about, she talked about his busing immigrants to different cities program. Yeah.
That's so embarrassing.
Yeah. If that doesn't get you to reevaluate your position, then you're on a very, very clear track.
How does Greg Abbott even know who she is? Like,
because he watches Glenn Beck, and she was on Glenn Beck.
Oh, right. Oh,
that's where he got that clip from.
So what did she say? Wait, hold on. Can we watch this clip? I want to see it. I want to see what.
I don't know where it is.
she
It's like
said.
a 50-minute video.
Someone find just that clip. I want to see what she said that got an endorsement from Greg Abbott. I would really like to see this.
Yeah, because I have no idea. I don't want to go through 50 minutes right now.
That's insane. I mean,
All I know is that she said something to the effect of the thing that Greg Abbott did where he bused migrants to blue cities kind of showed that there are issues with the immigration system or something. It was something of that nature. I'm paraphrasing.
You mean
I
the
would like
human
to see the
trafficking?
video. I'd like to
You
see the
did
clip.
human trafficking? Okay.
Yeah, apparently that was a big brain move. But I don't know what she said, to be clear, so I don't want to like misinterpret what she said.
Oh, now we're all virtue signaling that human trafficking's bad, apparently.
Yeah, you know how the
woke
you know how
left
they
strikes
are.
again.
Yep. Adam Ilyov, thank you so much for the $10. Very kind. I had a thought about the birthing person comment this week. Wouldn't that be factually accurate? And if that is the case, like her best friend Ben says, facts don't care about your feelings. Yeah, it is factually accurate. And again, like it's a technical term. Nobody uses it in normal settings. I specifically told her privately, like I have a non-binary cousin and they've never asked me to call them a birthing person. We don't even talk about that shit. We just talk about video games and stuff. Like it's not a widespread thing. I tried to explain this to her. She knows. She just doesn't care. It's a grift. Cyborg
I've actually gone the opposite route. I ask everyone to acknowledge me as a birthing person, even though
You would be a semen dispenser.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what I've asked people to. That's what I want people to call me, and
that's why you're not allowed on the bus anymore.
That's why I'm not. I think the NYPD were passing around my photo the other day because someone said, "Excuse me, sir," and I said, "What? You mean semen dispenser?" Excuse me.
Cyborg, thank you so much for the $20. That's very kind of you. I did some research and 99% of TYT subscribers are dead subscribers. I would be curious how you figure that out because I know that YouTube does periodically purge dead subscribers. I think the account has to be inactive for 6 months, but it is entirely possible. I just don't know how you would figure that out. But if you were able to, yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know about TYT, but you know what's wild is going through some of the Daily Wire YouTube channels and seeing their subscriber count to video views. It's like, it's wild. They'll have like 3 million subs and some of their video views, like you guys, like Mike, you consistently get more video views for having like 500,000 subs. Like they are the most bot inflated channels. Like I just go through them all. Play the fun game. It's really neat to see.
It does.
The exception is Brett Cooper.
It does feel, yeah, she seems, but it does feel like they are on a downward trend, right? Like it felt like at one point
it's all manosphere now. No one cares about those weird old transphobic racists. It's manosphere. That's the right wing like corner where you make lots of money online if you're the fresh and fits and shit.
Yeah. Next one here is from Rikering. Thank you for the $5. Live from 46th Street OTB Studio. Today's sponsored horse is Secretariat. Nice. Archangel, thank you for becoming a member. Feisty Fan, thank you for becoming a member as well. I'm just about done, everyone. I've got one from C3339409. Thank you for the $2. Remember, snitches get their reward claim denied. True. Brian Joe David, David, thank you for the $1.99. It's the old saying, you're so smart, you're dumb. Thank you. Next one is Shy Lurker Guy. Thank you for the $13.99. Very kind. TYT, home of NIMBYs, negative outcomes for systematically marginalized groups are abstractions to Jenk and Anna. Were outcomes ever a genuine concern? Yeah, I genuinely don't know. Part of being a leftist is trying to have compassion and see things from a systemic point of view and not just look at anecdotes and base your worldview on that. But I guess like these local crime stories are their whole life now. Who needs local news now? You can just tune into TYT. Sir Gerbil, thank you for the $10. When Jenk accused Majority Report of supporting corporate Democrats in the primary, is certain that they supported Bernie in 2016 and 2020. They did. I realized he was whining about no one supporting his dumbass meme primary. Oh, maybe that's what it is. maybe that's what he's referring to. Interesting.
That would be. I mean,
we all knew that he just wanted to sell a book, so nobody took it seriously.
I thought he was trying to stop fascism. He said it so many times.
Now he's joining with them.
Yeah.
Thank you for becoming a member, Madukes the Poet. The next one here is from Byron Joe David. Thank you for the $4.99. You have your outsiders and you have your loyalists. John and Fran will always be loyalists. Well, I mean, I think that it's hard to just give up your job, so I sympathize with them in the position that they're in.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah. I don't hold anything against them. I think they're genuinely great people. And a lot of folks that work at TYT disagree with Anna and Jank, but you can't just give up your income like that. It's so difficult. So I hold nothing against them. I mean, like, we've all worked at shitty jobs. I worked at Walmart. Like, the CEOs are terrible, but you can't quit. It's not an endorsement because you work for them. So I think it's worth saying that.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like they're just, I feel like every single, not just them, but every contributor has gotten wrapped into Anna and Jank's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like we need to hold space and empathy for people who are kind of stuck there.
1,000%. Yeah. There's not a lot that they can do right now. Maybe when their contracts are up, they'll leave. I don't know, but I wouldn't place blame on any of those folks. Chris Corcoran, thank you for the $2. Jank is so fucking loud. He wakes the neighbors. Yeah, he has a bold personality.
That's funny.
You either love it or you hate it, right?
Oh man.
Madukes the Poet, thank you for the $5. Thank you all for standing on the front lines for truth in the left-wing media and giving voice to the actual average Joe Jane Q public. You're welcome. Where am I at? Just lost my place. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to try to go through these quickly here. Thank you, Ken.
I'm just gonna sign off, y'all. I love you. I gotta take off, but
God bless.
Yeah, have a good. Take care. Yeah. Are you here next week? I forgot. Or
I think he will be.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, next one is Cosmere Dragon. Thank you for the $10. Later in that TDR episode today, Fran admits to John that she's asked to have conversations with Jenk about trans issues on air on TYT, and Jenk refuses to have the conversation even internally. Wow, so he wouldn't even talk to people that are still there. That's really telling. So much for marketplace of ideas, which they claim they want to participate in. Lizzie, thank you so much for the $10. WTF Jenk's talking about. Who cheered for Kamala? We were glad Biden wasn't the nom. Jenk's the same guy that wanted Shapiro for VP, endorsed corrupt ass Rick Caruso, and let's not forget the union busting. Yeah, Jenk had the same approach that we had on Kamala Harris, where it's like, like he wanted an open primary. Maybe that's what he was talking about. But we all would have preferred to have a regular primary. I just don't know what you expect in that situation. So I was just glad that Biden dropped out. But I mean, he said he voted for Kamala Harris. I don't know what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to make it seem like, no. See, they say that they're the pure left, but I'm actually more pure than them or some shit. It's very weird and unserious. Thank you, Sam, for the $2. Next one here is Adam Ilyoff. Thank you for the $5. Mike, enjoy putting your brain in recovery mode from all your high-level important ideas. I will. I've been consuming way too much politics, and I need to disengage from Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, just everything. Asa, thank you for the $2. Mafia OC, we are playing as Luigi Mangione. Work appropriate, thank you for the 5. We be flexing our leftism. Proud to be part of the Max Left. Let's flex left muscles. Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, next one is from Tropical Ding Dong. Thank you for the 5. Max Left sounds like the name of a badass anti-fascist comic book hero. Yeah. Sam Leonard, thank you for the 2. Keep up the fight. Appreciate that. Wait, where's Jill Stein? Says Asa for $2. I don't know. Narrator, thank you for the $10. Dems would rather lose to fascism than scare away their donors with economic populist rhetoric. They don't fight for policy. They fight for the position to fundraise from. 1,000% narrator. Jerome in Seattle, thank you for the 2. Panel Stimulation Fund, appreciate that. Thank you so much. Eric Archampong, thank you for the $15. Very generous of you. Mike, they announced the sequel to Okami at the Game Awards. Shut up. No. Are you serious? Oh my god, Eric, if you're lying to me right now, I'm going to be so mad. If they actually announced that, then that's like legitimately amazing. Wow. Okay, thank you for the 2. Buy yourself something nice. Well, thank you so much. Arenza, thank you for the 500 yen. Do we need a running banner saying Cenk is not a Nazi to get him to quit that bullshit? He'll just make up something else, so it doesn't really matter. They're not trying to engage in good faith with any of the critiques. If they would have done it last year when we were all using kid gloves. But now that the kid gloves are off, they're certainly not going to engage with anything we have to say. Geek Toy Box 199. Enron is back. Somebody bought the brand for low.
No, it's a crypto thing. It's not really. It's just yeah.
Well, we can choose to believe that one day they'll return. Brian,
Why?
I'm a big
Why?
Enron guy. I'm a huge fan of them. No. The Luigi Mangione trial would be the most watched trial since OJ. Do you think we could get a jury nullification? Also, you guys need to get Kyle on. Yeah, at some point for sure.
No, I mean, I think it's clear that they're gonna obviously find people who, while there are a lot of people who are sympathetic towards him, there also are going to be a lot of people who are not.
Yeah.
And clearly that's who they're going to
All it takes is one.
go for.
All it takes is one. I'm just saying.
Yep. Thank you for becoming a member for 14 months, Pendulous. And last but not least, I have Lizzie Bennett with a 5 chat. Thank you so much. Jank reminds me of the satirical joke character Impotent Rage from GTA 5. If anyone has the chance, please watch the videos. I'll check it out. It's been a while since I played it. I haven't played it since it came out, which was 2013. So, yeah, that's all that I have. Matt, do you want to jump to yours? I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Awesome. I'm going to rock out because I really want in and out. So it was so nice seeing you guys, though. I will be joining next week from my lovely iPad. So
nice.
I'm
Well,
gonna be
Merry Christmas,
traveling.
Happy New Year.
Thank you so much.
You take care.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye, everyone. Bye, chat.
Okay.
All right.
So let me pull up your first one. Let me know which one
All
that
right.
is. And then
Sure.
I'll
It's
go to the back.
narrator. Member
Okay.
for 17 months.
I'll be back.
Narrator says Luigi Mangione and Jordan Neely are two people who suffered violent, torturous conditions daily for the sake of profit by decisions made in boardrooms. I mean, we don't actually really know too much about Luigi Mangione yet. But also, like, the idea that he has to have experienced anything. I've seen this sort of like, because apparently he comes from a very wealthy family, which it doesn't matter. Like, the idea that someone needs something to happen to them for them to feel strongly about it, and they're not allowed to feel strongly about something if it only happened to other people and not them, is an idea that needs to be gotten rid of. Because we just don't know about. I'm not saying this is what you think, obviously, narrator. I'm just saying in general. I don't think Luigi Mangione and Jordan Neely are all that much alike, though. I don't. Honestly, in that way. Tokyo Hans with a super chat, member for 17 months. I still refuse to believe Luigi is the culprit. Wait, hold on. I gotta find your. Here we go. I still refuse to believe that Luigi is the culprit. On a different note, Matt's eyebrows are looking quite bushy. Matt is in New York, right? Yeah. Well, I am. I live in New York. Yep. That's true. Tejasawi. Gotta find this super chat. Where is it? Why can't I find your super chat? Here it is. Tejaswi Ragurama with a super chat. Majority Report takes sponsorships from Shopify, whose investors are public Zionists. President and CEO are Israel supporters. Hypocrisy runs wide. Well, I don't think Shopify and Polymarket are one and the same whatsoever. You can criticize for sure Shopify for who their, investors or president or CEO says or believes, but they are providing an e-commerce platform. That doesn't harm anybody. But if you want to not support Shopify for that reason, I agree. That's a good reason not to support them. But I don't think they are equivalent to a gambling website. I'm sorry. I'm not telling you not to accept sponsorships or get into business with people because of what they personally believe. I'm telling you, do not promote something that can harm your your followers, your fans, your listeners, your viewers. Like the product or service itself harms people. That's my point. But I would not disagree with someone for not taking that sponsorship. Also, you'd be hard pressed to find pretty much any one who runs a major company who is like anti-Zionist or anti-Israel.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So just might as well just not buy any product or service. I mean, every
Coca-Cola.
company that you every company that you buy something from probably do business in Israel, with the exception of just a few, I would say. Like, what are you going to do about it? There's a difference between having to live under capitalism and having to live. Excuse me. There's a difference between having to live under capitalism, where you need to get a smartphone because that's necessary in society to be able to be connected like that. So and the vast majority of smartphones probably are not made under the best conditions, but that's just a part of the world you can't control.
Okay, what do you have next? I'll try to follow along.
N Starks 007 with a super chat. Someone tell Emma and Matt they have to quit Majority Report because of Shopify. I mean, there's another person. I mean, I don't think Shopify is equivalent to Polymarket. I'm sorry. Just don't know what to tell you. I just don't think it's equivalent.
Tokyo next.
I don't like Jenks Max left naming. I'm gonna go with actual leftist warrior. Right. I don't even go Max. I've never even heard anyone say that before. It's not even a thing.
No.
Ryan Chan. Oh no, wait. This is Looney Tunes 9000. I dared Anna Kasparian to say she's Republican. I mean, I don't know if she's a Republican or not. I don't think she needs to be a Republican necessarily. I mean, there are a lot of liberals who have her takes. I mean, that's where the term TERF comes from. The term TERF is not meant to describe a transphobic conservative. The term TERF was originally meant to describe transphobic feminists, like feminist activists who were transphobes.
Okay, so your next one was Ryan.
Ryan Chan, right, with a super chat. Apparently, Pelosi is trying to sabotage AOC's bid to become chair of the Oversight Committee. I saw that. I mean, Democrats could just never let a good thing happen.
Synapsis, right?
Yep. The Synapsis, member for 17 months. Did you end up making the Leftist Mafia starter pack on Blue Sky? I did. You can check it out. It's there on my, if you go to my profile, it's right there in the starter packs section on my profile. N Starks 007 with another super chat. F this TYT nonsense. What can we do to get an official Luigi Day in Manhattan? There was a lookalike contest, by the way.
right.
So, yeah. By the way, and Starks, you said you were one of the people who brought up the Shopify thing. If you bring it up to the majority report about your issue with them, they certainly take great care about who they let sponsor the show, like who their sponsors are.
Yeah, I feel like they wouldn't shut down criticism if you brought it up
Right.
because it's in good faith.
Right.
I feel like they're
Right.
like they're
Like, I
not
don't-
hard-headed like that.
Like, I don't agree that Shopify and Polymarket are equivalent, but I do know that Shopify, is a fairly not so great company in terms of who runs it. But that describes like literally every company. You just have to really prioritize which ones you're going to go after. Otherwise, you literally need to boycott everything all the time. I mean, let's go. I mean, the CEO of Stripe, the payment processing company that pretty much like every single website uses now. Like, you can't buy anything without it going through Stripe online now. He posted a video, not a video, a picture online of him taking a jog in Tel Aviv and how it was great to be back in Tel Aviv. You're going to just not buy anything from any store because Stripe is pretty much the payment processor for every single store online now. I mean, if you could do that, power to you. But you got to you just can't. I think most people cannot. It's just not going to, work. And again, I don't think Stripe is the same as Polymarket either. Tokyo Hans with a super chat. I remember when first listening to TYT, Jenk mentioned running for Congress or something. He lost miserably and blamed everyone. I grew up in the area he ran in, deep, deep red area. This is when I knew this man was delusional. I mean, his campaign wasn't even good. Like, it wasn't like he ran like a good upstart campaign. And he just, like, he didn't lose because it was in a red area. Like, even if that's the case, like, he didn't lose because of that reason. Jameson Marley with a super chat. Bitcoin is 100K. Will Matt finally admit he was wrong? Wrong about what? I think, I don't know if I brought this up on this show or if I even brought it up on a stream or just in like
I think you mentioned
conversation
it
with
last
people.
week. I remember.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe this person is trying to say this because they remember me saying it or something, and they're trying to troll me. Please find a single instance where I said that my opinion, my feelings on cryptocurrency is directly in correlation with what its value is at. Bitcoin being 100K is irrelevant. It's irrelevant to any point I've ever made about cryptocurrency. Why is it at 100K? What happened? What happened to make it go up? Did you buy all that Bitcoin, Jameson? Did you help? Did you make it go up, or do you think major players in Bitcoin who will not tell you when they sell off, they're buying up massive amounts of Bitcoin, propping up the value of it, and are you going to tell me when it drops again? Because it will. There will be another crash. And I'm not, before you take that out of context, I'm not saying that's the end of Bitcoin, by the way. But there will be another crash. Will you then come back and tell me to say I was right? My opinion on crypto has zero to do with how much it's worth. And I've made that quite clear from the beginning of my criticism of it.
Maybe they're talking because they say BTC. Maybe they're talking about Brian Tyler Cohen. Like, did you say he's not worth $100,000?
Maybe
And
that
then
was
he did reach that cost.
maybe.
How much does
But I think
Brian Tyler Cohen cost?
I don't know. I mean, he's probably worth a lot, being that he's very popular on YouTube.
Yeah.
Robert with a $10 super chat. In 2020, there was the fraud squad movement. 2024, TYT is acting like the DNC. I don't remember. I don't remember. You laughed, Mike. Do you remember?
I don't know if Cenk was doing that though. To be fair, I don't know. I remember No, this is. I'm thinking of 2021. That was when the force to vote shit, and then the fraud squad stuff from Jimmy Dore. That's when I remember seeing fraud squad. Unless Cenk was doing something beforehand, but I honestly don't know.
Yeah, that was a Jimmy Dore thing, wasn't it? I don't think that was.
That's what I'm thinking, and it was like 2021, but I could be misremembering, so I'm not 100% sure about that.
Let's go to the next super chat. Reg X with a $10 super chat. My rep Van Hoyle, Democrat in Oregon, is apparently joining the Doge caucus in order to fight it from within or some shit. These Democrats are a goddamn shit show, and it doesn't matter where they are. Yeah, Democrats suck. Again, the Democrats suck. They absolutely suck. It just so happens that the few good politicians happen to be Democrats. That's what I always say. Like, I'm not a fan of the Democratic Party. It just so happens that the few politicians that I think actually do represent myself and the vast majority of people, they just happen to be Democrats. There's a few of them.
Because they don't have a choice. It's like, you can't really run outside of the party unless you're in like a more like Bernie Sanders does. Although I think that he runs in the Democratic primary technically and then rejects the nomination. I don't know how it works, but yeah, I think that if we had a normal system with multiple parties, I don't think that the progressives in Congress that are actually progressive would be part of the party.
Right. Like there's just a few Democrats who just happen to be politicians who just happen to be Democrats, and they're the politicians I support. If you don't know who I'm talking about, let me give you some examples. Like Joe Manchin, Kristen Sinema, people who really represent my interests.
I love Sinema, Slay Queen.
And I was I was in tears earlier today because they're leaving. And we're gonna miss them. Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema. It just won't be the same without them. We lost two fighters for the American people, and their names are Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema.
Don't worry, we got John Fetterman to carry the torch for him, so it'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Pete Hegseth's mom with a super sticker. Thank you. That's so sweet of her to, yeah. Lizzie Bennett with a super chat. Biden commutes roughly 1,500 sentences and pardons 39 people. Leonard Peltier wasn't among the 39. What a waste. Apparently, he's not done with it. We'll see.
Donziger wasn't too. I still hope Donziger and Peltier.
All right, and also, fingers crossed for Luigi Mangione.
Although I think that might be state charges, so maybe.
Right. Well, the FBI got involved, so maybe they're looking at.
Okay.
Right, he crossed state lines, right? Uh-huh.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Right. Oh boy. Let's go to Tunbosin with a super chat. The era of Luigi is here. It's Luigi time. Was it this year or last year that Nintendo called it the year of Luigi or something?
So that was actually back in 2018, 2019. It was when the Nintendo Wii U was still their main system. I think it was actually in it might have been 2016-ish.
Oh, it was 2013.
Oh, it was 2013.
Yeah, it was a while ago. But why did it seem so? It seemed really recent. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was more recent too. Huh. Yeah. I think we all just love Luigi so much that it's just...
Hey, maybe it took 11 years for it to be the year of Luigi.
Well, hey, I'm down for that. I love Waluigi.
I think Waluigi's always been one of my faves. The idea that they just the idea that like they created like an evil Mario and Wario, and they were like in it. They made a storyline and it made complete sense. And then was it Mario Party or one of the Mario Sports games where Waluigi first showed up? But they were basically like,
I don't remember.
"Oh fuck, we need another character. Well, there's got to be an evil Luigi too, right? Waluigi it is."
Well, and what's funny is we all have our own Waluigis out there. Like my Waluigi is Matt Walsh. Your Waluigi is actual Justice
Waluigi's
Warrior.
Your
Yeah.
Waluigi is Matt Walsh. Why is that Matt Walsh?
I don't know, just because the similarity, the glasses and beard.
Well, I mean, I was gonna my Wario would be what? Wathu. I mean, I got the M like Mario, right? So my evil twin would be Wathu. I mean, you're Mike, right? So your evil twin would be Weichel.
Well, a Waluigi is a character archetype though too. Like somebody's Waluigi, like their evil version is what I meant.
Waluigi doesn't even make any sense. The whole point that Wario was the evil Mario, they just flipped the M upside down, right? Like,
yeah,
Waluigi isn't like. It's not like Wario's name is Mario.
It should be Faluigi. You flip it upside down, the L upside down, it looks closest to an F.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, it should be.
But that'd sound dumb. I like Waluigi though.
I mean, our Waluigi would be Matthew and Mike, Michael.
We're tired when we're talking about this shit for like 5 minutes.
Well, Waluigi. Well, but back to my point. Well, I was always a big fan of Waluigi. Just the idea of this tall, lanky, evil Luigi, Wario with the Wario mustache looking motherfucker. I loved it. And the fact that they just made him for one of the sports games or for Mario Party, I forget which, makes it even better. There's no logical explanation for a Waluigi. He just is. Because there's got to be, if Mario's got a brother named Luigi and there's a Wario, then Wario's got to have a brother named Waluigi.
Is there a Waluigi for Princess Peach? Well, you know what's even more crazy is all the baby variants that they have. They have a baby Mario, baby Luigi, baby Daisy now, baby Peach. It's the Nintendo or Mario universe is very big.
Right. Now, what always confused me, now that we're continuing here, is there's a baby Bowser, right? Like a baby Bowser, right? But that's like Bowser's kid because they appear together. But canonically, Bowser already had a bunch of kids. Like, what was his name? Like Ludwig and...
the Koopas, right?
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Is there an existence? Like, and they all look like they're part of the same family, but baby Bowser came way later. And does not look like them. I mean, he looks just like his dad. So my assumption is that Bowser had his original kids, and then he got a divorce from whoever he had those kids with, and he found some new woman who was much younger, and they had a baby together too. So Ludwig and all the older Koopa kids, they got a stepbrother from a different mother. That's got to be the case.
So it's his
right?
Baron.
I mean,
it's Bowser's Baron.
It's Bowser's Baron. That's great. That's great. Wait, the rest are adopted. Wait, who's saying this? Is this someone making shit up, or is this canon? The Koopalings have no relation to Bowser now? No.
Oh, maybe they're just underlings.
Actually, I like this one better. Bowser has a secret second family and never told his wife, who he's still married to, and had the Koopa kids with. Oh, I mean, they can't be Bowser's cousins. They sold them as his kids. He's King Koopa. Why would you call them the Koopa kids, right? That always never made sense to me either. Why when did they came on to the Bowser name much later? Like in the earlier games, he was just King Koopa, right?
Yes, I believe so. It was Mario 64, right? When Mario called him Gay Bowser. He's like, so long, Gay Bowser.
No, he was Bowser before that.
Was he?
When did King Koopa become Bowser? In Japan, he's always been Koopa, but ever since Super Mario Bros, they've called him Bowser.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. They were calling him Bowser in 3.
Oh, okay.
All right. And Peach wasn't always Peach either.
What was she?
She was like the Mushroom Princess, right?
I don't know, honestly.
And then in one of the original ones, it was Daisy. Daisy came before Peach, even though they totally forgot about Daisy. I think.
I don't know.
Princess Toadstool, that was her name. Right, right.
Okay, right. Yeah. That makes more sense.
All right.
Okay, what's the next super
Princess
chat? We've been talking about. We've been doing.
I could talk about
for Mario.
Actually,
for so
honestly,
long.
man, I would drop the whole politics and news thing. Talk about this weird ass shit about video game canon and storylines any day of the week if I had an audience for it. Oh my god.
I
right,
think
where
your
am
next
I?
one
I don't even
is
remember.
Andy.
Look what you've done, Tumbosin. Look what you did to us, Tumbosin.
I know.
No, I read the Red Jex one already. We're at Andy Cole.
Andy Cole. Okay.
What is the TYT record at this point? Jenkin, Anna, Rubin, and Dor versus Emma, Hassan, and Klippenstein getting tight. Well, I don't count Klippenstein. Klippenstein was a journalist way before he joined TYT. He TYT didn't make him like they helped make Hassan and Emma. So Klippenstein doesn't count. Rubin, Dor, Michael Tracy. Although if I'm giving them Klippenstein, maybe Tracy, but because Tracy was a name after, but they gave him the. But yeah, I don't know if I would count Jenk and Anna quite yet. That's right. After everything I said about them earlier, I don't know if I'd put them in Rubin and Dor category yet. But then again, I haven't seen this
Not
Glenn
yet.
Beck interview. I haven't seen this Glenn Beck interview though. And if you got Greg Abbott coming out loving it, then who knows? Maria Surratt with a super chat. Got a free Starbucks for my birthday today, so I'll pay it forward to you. Oh, thank
Happy
you,
birthday.
Oh, wait, Marla. I'm sorry. In the YouTube chat, the L looked like an I, but then when I saw it on the screen here in StreamYard, it's clearly an L. Marla Surratt. Thank you so much, Marla. Ryan Lennon fan member for 17 months. Thank you, Ryan Lennon fan. 25 minutes into the Glenn Beck interview, she begins to go into the immigrant story and starts ranting and raving about the left not caring about crime. I got to see this. I mean, what is she talking about? What is she talking about? And the idea that she automatically relates immigration to crime is fucking gross, the way you're mentioning it. I don't know if, again, I got to see it, but just ridiculous. Vast majority of crime in this country is committed by American citizens. I don't hear anyone talking about America and crime in that way though. Citizenship and crime. Logan Hill with a super chat. What should people do with the time we have left before the inauguration? Emails and petitions seem useless. Is there a path to apply pressure? What should people do with the time we have left for the inauguration? Relax,
Before
chill,
then.
have a yeah.
Enjoy
I don't know what
Christmas
else-
or the holidays. You're gonna have to do a lot, but we got to figure out what we're working with first. I don't know where he's gonna start. Some positive signs. I will say in his time interview, he did seemingly back off of trans attacks. Like he's not disarming entirely, but he was asked about Sarah McBride's position and how it's a distraction. We should focus on the real issues, and he says he agrees, and he still agrees with what he said in 2016 about letting trans people use the bathrooms. So that don't put your guard down, but maybe he's not gonna prioritize that first. Fingers crossed. So we have to see, his agenda is huge. We have to see what he's going to prioritize. It seems like mass deportation is going to be the very first thing that he wants to do. So breathe, relax during, now until then, and then figure out what to do. You know, I think following organizations are going to help you figure out what's the most effective methods.
Alexander with a super chat. Please invite John. How do you say his last name again?
Idarola.
Idarola 1 week. He needs friends.
I would love to.
I would love to have him on.
I feel like that would just create problems for him because they would view him as a traitor because they hate us. So I wouldn't want to create any bullshit for him, but we would love to have him on. He's a great guy, and yeah, he's always welcome. But I don't want to start bullshit for him. That's his employer, and it's an awkward position, honestly, which sucks. Although we did have Francesca on, so
I think Francesca's a little bit lesser dependent on TYT than he is. Like his show is a TYT show. I think she just like is like a contributor or something. Like her show is hers.
True. They own his channel, I'm pretty sure too. So it's kind of, it's a really hard place for him. So he kind of doesn't have a lot of places to venture out to if it's awkward for, I don't know. I have no idea, but you know, it sucks. I again, great guy. I would love to have him on.
Bay Photo, member for 17 months. Another crypto company bought Radio Shack's IP and used their Twitter account to shitpost. It's a crypto trend to buy up dead brands. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Fools people. Yep. Tokyo Hans with a super chat. Luigi's jury selection list leaked. Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. Feeling positive. The Nathan Galang with a super chat. I worked at TYT. Oh, my recent vid calling them out. Also, I debated Shapiro, and I'll try to call into Majority Report when Sam is on to chat about it. 561 area code. All right. I mean, I might not be on when you call in if Sam is on, but you should send that to them, like Matt Leck or Emma. My dad, member for 16 months. Spotify is a sponsor on Majority Report because they power the MR merch store. You mean Shopify? What a boomer. What a boomer. Spotify's for listening to music, Dad. Shopify is an e-commerce platform. My God, what a boomer. What a boomer. Although it'd be very funny if Spotify was a sponsor on Majority Report, because Sam Cedar just uploaded his latest album of his singing. Kowalski with the super chat. I got a 3-hour farm call when Doom comes back. Yes, I know I haven't done my own show, Doomed or Scam Economy, in a few weeks. It's coming back. I needed a few weeks to recharge. I nothing to do with anything really, other than the fact that I got burnt out this year. It started with Gaza, and I've been doing this for 14 years now, and I've never been burnt out before, or at least not like this. And I just got it got to the point where I just had to take a break after the election. I took us to the election. I thought it was important to keep doing it till the election. There'll be plenty of time to cover the Trump stuff. So exactly. I needed to just Mike's taking off a couple of weeks during the holidays. I'm not taking off during the holidays. I don't know. I'm not saying Doomed is coming back during the holidays, but I'll be doing at least one stream a week for the next couple of weeks, obviously. But Doomed and Scam Economy and my live stream and all that is coming back. It's not done. I just needed to, everything's going to be relaunched. I got to fix up the Patreon. The newsletter is going to be officially launched, and there'll be a paid portion of the newsletter. And with the newsletter, for my first time ever, I'm actually going to paywall content because I have to at this point. If I'm going to take this seriously and try to go, I'm going for it. The Trump administration starting. If I'm going to do this full time eventually, it needs to happen now. And I need to paywall stuff. I've been trying to not paywall stuff for as long as possible. For 14 years, I didn't paywall stuff. I got to paywall stuff now because it didn't work to not paywall stuff. The vast majority of stuff, though, I will continue to try to get people for free. Do you find the same sort of issue with like paywalling stuff, Mike? Like I try to give people as much as possible for free, but eventually if you don't paywall something, then people have no motive to sort of sign up for a paid subscription to something. You know what I mean? I mean, I know I wouldn't,
Yeah.
so I totally get it. I feel I'm the same way.
I don't. So I usually have paywalls that are temporary. Like I'll put up a video the night before that's scheduled to go up at like 8 the next morning, and then I just let members watch it just beforehand. But in terms of like exclusive content, I don't have a lot. Like I have a behind the scenes video, but I think that in this space, it is worthwhile to probably have like exclusive like paywall content, just because, you know, if you're trying to go independent and support yourself, I think that there should be an incentive, you know, for people, or at least a benefit, right? Like there's a lot of people that will just pay to support you because they really appreciate your work. But you know, it'd be nice to give those people something extra as well if you can. But it's tough, right? Because I hate paywalling a lot of stuff too. I don't know. I'm really torn on it.
All right. I think I got one more that just came in. My YouTube thing froze. This always happens because I don't know why, but the YouTube studio backend is so
I have a couple that I can pull up as well that I got since then.
Oh wait, I see the one now. If you want to just, because
okay.
then I'm done. It's
Oh,
the one
go
that
ahead.
mentioned scam. The one that mentioned scam economy. You might see it back there.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, Logan Hale, member for 17 months. Get Ed Zitron back for scam economy. He's been on top of it. No shame tag team. Oh yeah, he's been on a number of times. He's coming back.
Nice. Okay.
And another person. This wasn't a super chat. But another person mentioning. Oh, so it's okay for majority port, but not for TYT. Got it. People like this is the same thing that the same like this is what I'm talking about when Jenk made that Facebook argument. It's for dumb people in the TYT audience using a platform for yourself, like posting on Facebook or selling your merch on a e-commerce platform is not the equivalent of promoting a gambling website.
Are they
It
saying
is
that
not
Majority
the
Report
equivalent.
is sponsored by Shopify, or they just use Shopify for their
I don't know. Do they sponsor? I mean, again, if you have a problem with it, I guarantee you, if you bring up your the issue with Majority Report, they will address it. I don't know. I have nothing to do with Majority Report sponsorships. Does Shopify advertise on Majority Report? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm confused about. It's if they're just using it for their merch, that's nothing. Like if they're getting sponsored, then you can criticize them.
All right,
for that.
so
And I'm
they
sure
apparently
would
they do they do live reads for them. Okay, I mean bring it up to them. I mean,
Yeah,
again,
I would absolutely
I
ask
still
them
don't
about
think
it, for sure.
I still don't think it's equivalent. I mean, I think your points about the problems with Shopify are legitimate. I just don't think it's equivalent. Me telling someone, oh, if you got merch that you're looking for an e-commerce service to sell on because you don't know, like you need to sell it via an e-commerce platform, Shopify is one to look into for selling your merch. I don't think that's the equivalent of go on Polymarket and bet your money on things so you can get addicted and lose your money. It's not the equivalent. It's just not the equivalent. I'm sorry.
No, I agree. I agree. It's not the equivalent. But yeah, I agree that you should bring it up to them because I feel like they don't like shy away from criticism or feedback, and that's good. Like nobody is perfect. And contrary to popular belief, we're not saying that people should be perfect. I think that the best thing to do is strive for the best and then be open to criticism, especially when a lot of people are making it in good faith. So, you know, I think that's the main.
If TYT was advertising for Shopify, I would have no problem with it. Honestly, I wouldn't. It's not a TYT thing. It's a Polymarket thing. And Polymarket's advertising on TYT, not the Majority Report.
Okay, so I have a couple that came in. One is from Dirty Pirate. Thank you so much for the $10. Max left is Max best, indeed. Comrade Girl 2018. Thank you for the $2. Why did Jenk say max left? I think that they mean like the maximalist left because they take the maximalist positions. I've heard them say that before, so maybe that's what it's a reference to. Joseph Nash, thank you for the 5. Like the saying, separate the artist from its creation for this Shopify issue. Archangel, thank you for the $20. Incredibly kind of you. Appreciate that. Sad that TYT went this direction. Watched since 2008. Wow, me too. Sad to see Jenk attacking other left channels. Majority Report is farthest from a grift, and Jenk accusing them is ridiculous. And Anne was vicious against Ammo. Really sad. Yeah, she was also really vicious against Christina as well, who's been a longtime friend and just fan of TYT. So it is sad to see for sure. And last but not least, we have Dirty Pirate.
I'm sorry, people are still talking about the sponsorship thing. I just want to also point out, I know from experience, I don't know how much Majority Report makes from sponsorships, but I can tell you that whatever sponsors they have on the show, that's like the amount that they get paid for those are like additional like bonus money to like cover like, I don't know, the internet and things like that. The show exists on member subscriptions. And now TYT would probably say the same, but also if you're renaming your studio to have the sponsor's name, then I'm assuming that's a significant amount of money. That's probably you're depending on a little bit more than like a $200-300 ad read.
Okay, last one here. Dirty Pirate 90. They give her the $5. Some guy named Luigi. I will get everyone to talk about the awful healthcare system. Leftist Mafia. Waxes poetic about Nintendo characters for 15 minutes. That's true. That's very true. Well, that is.
Hey, that was the whole point of what he did, right? It was all about the Mushroom Kingdom, right?
For the love of the game.
All right.
Who do we want to raid?
He himself had a Pokemon character in his Twitter header. He specifically himself was a gamer.
Okay.
Oh wait, over on Twitch, I got a hype train on Twitch, and Valinova gave out 10 community gift subs. Thank you, Valinova. I appreciate the support. And yeah, that's it for me. I once again, for like the 8th week in a row, forgot to tell people to subscribe to my second channel. Let me just quickly drop it in the chat. 1 second.
And are we rating Cosmopolitics?
We could. Subscribe to Matt's new second channel so he can stream Fortnite on there and get monetized. Hold on. So just take a second, subscribe to it. Also, if you're not subscribed to my newsletter, there's some articles on there that I wrote already, but it was like a soft launch just to like put some content on there, and I had a few stories that I broke that I needed some place to put. This will be officially launching with a paid subscription and everything in the coming weeks, but you could subscribe for free and get most of the content for free. I'm going to post that in here now too. Hold on while I'm here. Subscribe to Matt's newsletter. And Mike, this is the last time we'll be seeing you for a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, I won't see you until next year.
That's sad, man. Don't leave us.
Yeah, that's it. I
Don't
expect
do it.
jokes
Don't do
about
it.
how you kicked me off the show every single week until I'm back.
You will. There will be jokes every single week about how you left the show.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, who are we rating? I can tell you really want to get the fuck out of here.
I'm so tired. I've yawned like so many times. Okay. Cosmopolitics.
Cosmopolitics sounds good to me.
I feel like my eyes are probably glazed over. I'm just so exhausted.
All right, I'm pressing start raid.
Alrighty.
All right, everyone. It's been a pleasure. I will see you next week. Mike won't. I think David Dole will be here next week, right?
Yeah, he will.
And that's the show, everyone. Sending you all to see Cosmopolitics on Twitch now. Other than that, I will see you in the coming days. Have a great night. I'm pressing that raid button now. Are you, Mike?
I am. Yep.
Raid
real
now.
quick. Thank you for the super chat, $20. Thank you so much, Dan Dixon. Your video on Pod Save America was really fascinating. It's so amazing how money and power turn people against humanity. Thanks for all you do. Thank you so much. Appreciate you sending that in. I'm glad I caught that before we left. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week. Or Matt will see you next week. I'll see you next year. Take care.